I am recording.
So we make it to Roxanne. We decide to get the bounty for the chimeras first. It gets kind of kicked up the chain of command until we have to interact with Captain Toko, who is an aggressively lawful bastard.
Just a dickhead.
Yeah, very letter of the law. Also instilled by some of the officials as part of the unification thing. He has a colossal stick up his ass.
Dickhead.
We fuck around a little bit for like an hour and a half out of character. Some conversations happen. Kind of. Meanwhile, Parker is just increasingly going, will you go fight the wolves? We did! We did!
We bitched a lot about fighting the wolves.
Yeah. We bitched a lot about fighting the wolves. We fought the wolves.
There's like
8 goddamn wolves! And 3 dire werewolves.
Yup.
Handle it pretty okay. Bring back, I think, the head of the scarred one as proof.
Mm-hmm.
When it is found out that it is werewolves, we are once again kicked up the chain of command because everyone goes, oh, that's fucking bad. The guard are apologetic that we're going to have to deal with Toko again. Asta very gently confiscates the werewolf head from Nagi before she marionettes it again. We head up to the Lord's estate, where we meet Lord Waki Kanjiro, his head of house, who I cannot remember her name at the moment.
Because I kept going back and forth.
Yeah.
It is Ayana.
Ayana.
I'm putting that down. Her name is Ayana Goldwater.
So I just need to remember Ayana, not Ayano. Because that's life.
Yeah.
Toko initially wants to only pay us for the initial bounty for... the Lord basically says, get the fuck out so I can negotiate. Toko does. We get paid... I can't remember how much we get paid for that, but we got paid pretty decently. Yeah. And the Lord offers us a stint of bodyguarding job, partially because he was friends with Nagi's mom. Whatever the fuck the deal is with that, it's... He's been having some recent break-ins and other assorted issues, wants to hire on some contractors for 2 weeks until an actual backup can arrive. We tentatively agree, and he says to come back tomorrow for the contracts. During the evening, Nin starts to feel weird, as the werewolf bite was infected with that awful werewolf juice. She approaches Asta. They are wholesome. There is... firstly in the morning, he removed curses on her to make sure that doesn't. And is gifted a little frog. And Nin is going to commit many crimes with the Hat of Vermin. If given
Not
the
today.
opportunity.
I promised Grandma I wouldn't commit crimes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not big crimes, at
Maybe.
least. Just little crimes.
Crimes.
Listen, okay, don't do anything Snowball would do and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's...
I do think that covers it, yeah. If you didn't have inspiration, take it now.
I did not, because I popped it, because the last time I had it, I popped it for the, saves and straights.
Is there anything missing? Does anyone know?
Nope, that's all I had for my
I
notes.
think that covers it.
Did we split the money we got paid, or did we just dump it into group funds?
I think we split it.
Yeah, I think we
I
split
think we
it.
split it.
Because I think I put stuff into my inventory, so.
Do we know how much
Yeah.
that is so that I can stick it in my inventory?
Jamie had it written down somewhere, I think.
It was 300.
300 for the chimeras, and I think either 300 or 350 for the werewolves.
I think it might have been 350, because that divides neatly, but...
We
was-
all get 64 gold, 2 silver.
Yeah.
Quoting from a Jamie message.
Yes.
Yeah, there
yes.
we go. Scrolling up for it.
I was trying to find it, but I was going too slow.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Where we left off session, we had just been basically given permission to explore the Kinjiro estate.
Mhm.
And the ridiculously detailed map that Parker has been so kind as to make us.
So, Ayana Goldwater has given you a small tour of sort of the hot spots of where things have happened, including the third floor on the eastern guest room, which was not only victim to a break-in, but also a small arson incident, which has left the room still out of commission, but they're working on it. The other major hotspots of break-in were noted as the Lord's Library and the Lord's Study. The library being on the second floor, the library and the study both being on the second floor.
And I think we have been given permission to stay in sort of
In the servants'
guest
quarters.
quarters. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure where those are.
They are on the second floor as well.
Yep.
You said that the library and study were also burned?
Not burned, but they are often frequent targets for whoever's
Oh,
breaking
okay.
in.
Because it seems like whoever's
Are those
breaking in has an
library and
instrument
what?
board.
The
The
study.
library and the study, the Lord's Study, which is just off of the library.
Okay.
I pinned
Um,
the floor plan to the channel chat channel. It is in the pins. It is a downloadable PDF. It should have most rooms labeled. And you are free to explore if you so wish.
Asta does want to, but he also remembers that there is something he needs to do since we are sticking around for a determined amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
He will probably let Irene know that there's something he needs to handle in town, and he'll be back in an hour and a half.
Okay. I'll deal with that in a second.
Yep.
Is there any preliminary investigation or sort of exploration anyone wants to do?
Julius would want to poke around.
Grasp him.
Yeah, Nin's gonna poke around. She's gonna have her detect magic eyes going, but specifically on the place where there was the fire and the break-ins.
Okay.
So that'd be the library, the eastern guest room, and the Lord's
Study, yes.
study, if I'm even allowed in there.
You are.
Okay.
If you ask if you are, Ayana would nod. However, she would make mention that like the Lord's desk is off limits.
Sure, why
Um,
not?
It is his personal desk with lots of personal documentation in it.
She just sort of gives her a blank look, but eventually nods.
Also,
I
Nagi
think-
wants to go investigate the kitchen.
Okay.
Off and see if there's anything suspicious in there.
Okay.
And try and get a snack.
Suspicious pastries. Suspicious dumplings
Muffin-like object.
that need to be confiscated.
So I'm going to bring you specifically, Nagi, to that section of that map. Over there. Congratulations, you're at the kitchen. Upper right-hand corner.
Someone else can go before me, though, because I think
Yes.
the man wants to go to the library.
Yes,
Is
I am.
going- Sorry, go on.
I'm trying to sort you all. Hold on. What did you want to do, Exelia?
X is going with Nin, but they're focusing on kind of windows and doors and possible points of entry.
Okay. I'm starting you guys in the library, since that'll be the easiest to get to.
Julius is just gonna look for signs of, like, any, like, calling card of whoever's been doing this or what they could be. I don't know.
Okay. Julius, you're kind of moving about the house.
Mhm.
I think Irene is also kind of taking a general purview, and then Alex is going to go ahead and investigate kind of the grounds around the house,
Yeah.
since that's also available to do.
Is there a koi pond here?
There is not a koi pond here, unfortunately.
Speak to the
Um,
fish.
I was gonna cause chaos, but I guess not.
Let's start with Aster. Aster, you head into town. It is easy, so in a place like Haksan, there is going to be a multitude of small temples dedicated to the god of death. Though there will be one main sort of main one in the city.
Yeah.
And but so the main one in Haksan is situated sort of off of the plaza in the middle of the Heather Ridge, so this one right here.
Sorry,
So
can you repeat that for me?
there.
Okay.
That's the main temple. There would be a couple of other smaller ones, particularly in the Purplewood, in the opposite side of the Heather Ridge. Probably a couple in North Town, and then maybe one in Hanyu.
Yeah. But the main one is probably where.
Yes, the main one is the sort of central hub for all of the worship and worshippers of the death god in Haksan. The smaller temples are mostly sort of local places to process the dead, so you don't all have to travel all the way into Midtown. You can process the dead relatively close to home.
Yeah.
Some of them-
They're your undertakers and grave tenders
Undertakers,
and that.
yes. There will
Well, not
be
grave tenders, considering that there's not a thing of graveyards in. But
one or two of them, particularly in the old one in Heather Ridge, might have a small graveyard attached to it, but most of the graveyards will be outside of town. It's just that a lot of the great undertaker and mortuary services are in town. The main temple, however, on the plaza on the edge of Heather's Ridge, does indeed have a graveyard. In fact, has quite an extensive little graveyard, although it is a very old one. It seems more of a historical site than an active graveyard.
yeah, makes sense.
The temple itself is large but inornate, which is not uncommon among death temples. It does carry the same sort of gated system, like Shinto gates. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In the path leading up to it, and it does have sort of what's considered sort of the bare minimum in terms of decoration and statuary and other sort of religious artifact, but you have seen more sort of ornate and more decorated religious spaces in your time.
Yeah.
You can approach the temple at your will, at your leisure. Who are you going for? Are you just trying to get an acolyte? Or are you trying to grab the head of the temple? What are you doing?
It would probably be grab the head of the temple,
Mm-hmm.
because they're the most likely to sort of know.
You know that you're not just gonna be able to walk in and find the
Yeah.
head priest. So you grab kind of one of the people sort of in the front of the temple, wearing the sort of signature kind of black robage. It's not quite a kimono, but it is sort of ceremonial robes, and this lady kind of nods, and sooner enough you are brought the head priest of the main death temple at at Haxan. He is he's a human man, sort of light-skinned, dark black hair, kind of up in a bun. Older, you can see the gray starting to shoot through. He introduces himself as Jin Shinari. And he kind of, yes, can I help you with something?
Aster's going to bow, and he's going to first pull his holy symbol from.
Mm-hmm. His eyes kind of light on it, and you see the dance of sort of recognition. And there's a slight kind of you see that great.
That's why Aster's doing this and didn't bring Nagi with.
Uh-huh.
We're not. There are two of us. We are currently on freelancing. We're not here on assignment. We are currently on a freelancing job for Lord Kinjiro for 2 weeks.
You can see him kind of relax a little bit when you say we're not on assignment.
Yeah.
And he goes, sorry, go for it.
If that changes, I'll let you know. And if you have need of our...
He nods, and he... Thank you for letting me know.
My pleasure.
He sort of idly chats.
Yeah, he's gonna give a description of Nagi as well, so that they know.
He kind of idly chats with you a little bit, kind of if you need something and I'm not here, he kind of tells you who to go to, that sort of thing. And just, you very much get the fucking, just, please don't do any bullshit.
Yeah. I will make all attempts not to, and if we're here to help, we are here on commission for the Lord Kinjiro, and more than that is, we're not actively going to look to stir up trouble for. No, I get it. He's possibly gonna try and figure out, get an idea on if anyone specific has been through so he understands sort of the level of bullshit that they have had before. But if you can't get specifics, he's just gonna go, "Oh yeah, you've had the adventurer freelancers who."
You have he very much is like, no, we're used to your sort of vibe. Make a general charisma check.
Fair enough. I very nearly clicked the entirely wrong thing. So I went, oh yeah, it's at the bottom of the... But no, that is sanity.
A little different.
You get we're very much used to sort of the adventurer level sort of freelancers.
Yeah.
He does mention like one or two names that you don't know.
Yeah.
And then he says something along the lines of, and then there was that giant kin woman. She was very quiet. And there's a description given, and you know which one this is.
Yeah. There's a bit of a little smile at that. He's...
Yeah, there's... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he will make chat for as long as sort of is polite
Yeah,
before returning back to...
Shinari is very much along the same lines of like, I'm only really here to chat for as long as I can. I'm very busy. Yeah. And
But
you are sent on your way.
Yep. But covering the bases of, yeah, this is what's up. We're here for 2 weeks. So we're gonna try not to set the town on fire.
I love squeakers.
Squeakers is so good.
I love squeakers. Anyway,
like you came up with her in a fucking sleep-deprived fever dream, and it's
she's so good.
great.
Eventually, you all meet squeakers at some point. You'll probably meet squeakers
She's
at
a
some
delight.
point.
She's a delight. What is the funniest possible thing a giant kin could be?
Anyway. The rest of you, back in the Kinjira household, Julius, everyone make me an investigation check.
Oh, whoa.
Except for Nagi.
Whoa.
Okay. Where is my thingy thing? Investigation. Okay.
No.
19! Once again, Julius knows shit.
Nin gets really interested in, like, the curtains or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're great curtains.
I'd say X is
Aw.
probably kind of a little bit distracted, making sure that Nin doesn't accidentally, on purpose, allow anything to kind of maybe fall into pockets.
I love that. Accidentally on purpose.
Oh no,
I love
it
that
fell.
Nagi is the one, or not Nagi, that Ix is the one who's making sure that Nin doesn't steal or plant anything.
No, she doesn't care if Nin... X doesn't care if Nin plants anything, it's just making sure that nothing gets stolen that can be traced back to them.
That's fair.
So, Ix and Nin, the library itself, it's extensive. The library is fairly extensive, actually. For being a relatively small room, it is packed to, like, the fucking brim, with books and manuscripts, and there's one shelf dedicated almost entirely to just scrolled parchment. The center of the room is a little sitting area, and there's just a collection of sitting cushions sort of thrown about, as well as like a bench. A book open the table, a set of mahjong tiles on another. As far as you can tell, everything seems in order here. If this room was, subjected to break-ins, then it has at some point been very much put back to rights.
And
Which is fair, you suppose.
nothing magical showing up.
Not inherently. There's a small dusting of sort of there's a small dusting of what might be aberration, like not aberration, abjuration magic. But it's nothing beyond what you might find for like someone who charmed a feather duster to reach the top shelves instead of
Gotcha.
having to like climb up.
Very
'cause
reasonable magical.
Yeah, these are very tall shelves. There is a fireplace here, which actually there's just you can tell there's a very small veneer of something that is the wall behind it, so you can't quite see through to the study on the other side. It is currently lit, but mostly just in that like give light and warm to the inside of the room and the building.
So the only obvious ways in or out are the windows or the door.
The windows, the doors, and then the staircase here that leads down to the bottom,
Right.
the bottom floor, and leads up towards the top floor, towards the third floor.
Okay.
So that's a staircase.
And then we'll swap some mahjong tiles, but that's all.
It's currently not in use. There's no like game setup or playing.
No.
So
Boring. Okay.
Can Ix take one of the tiles and just kind of hide it in a bookcase somewhere?
you absolutely can.
Just
Excellent.
one tile and just kind of tuck on top of or behind a book.
Yeah, you just kind of boop it there.
Oh, that's evil.
Gone, but just slightly out of place.
Yeah. Everything's
Like,
moving when it's an inch to
someone-
the left.
Someone maybe set it there when they weren't thinking.
Exactly. Or when they were thinking too hard.
It
Right.
fell on the floor and they forgot to put it back, you know?
I'd like to point out that you have let Ix and Nin
Yeah, I
live.
know.
This is a disaster. The only thing that could be worse at this point is if Nagi was with them, because it would just be complete chaos in this room.
Yeah, seriously.
Julius,
Hello.
your search kind of, you're doing a general glance about the house in general. Are you just describe your sort of walking, like describe exactly like how you're doing this to me.
So, what I imagine Julius is doing is he's probably broken into a few places himself. He wants to figure out if he can find, like, maybe something they would have overlooked leaving the place. A calling card of theirs, or, like, a sign of maybe, like, a forced entry, or maybe a way that they have used several times to leave this place, if they've constantly been inside this place, if it's not like a magical entry or just something that would be out of place for a normal use of a room.
Okay, so the first thing I'll give you as you're kind of going through this place sort of room by room, one is that there's only a handful of doored entryways to the manor, and each of them are sort of equipped. They're all sliding doors, but they're all equipped with very like solid chain locks, and the as well as a sort of bar lock across the side that kind of locks into place to make sure it can't be jimmied open. So the locks are very secure, and none of them seem futzed with. None of them seem faulty. None of them seem as if they've been sort of jimmied open. They all seem fairly solid, right? The the windows are very much the same way. They all have locks, even the ones up on the top floors, and none of them. One or two of them in sort of random places. One of them in sort of the game room, and then one of them in the hallway outside the guest bedrooms. They're the only ones that seem to have any sort of damage or changed the locks, and even then, it mostly seems like the sort of average damage you get with an aging building. This building is very old, and it seems more like the locks just need to be sort of updated and replaced rather than there's been intentional damage, if that makes sense.
Okay, so no forced entry.
No forced entry as far as you can tell. It's not like they've been popped or damaged, it's more just kind of like that they're old and kind of creaky and a little bit rusty, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no calling card as far as you can tell. The eastern bedroom, which is ashen and sort of half cinders, is all just kind of there. That's the only real current visual evidence of break-in, is that this place is half burned. There are two things of note. The first thing is that on you follow, so that on either side of the sort of northern technically southern, but we're going to call it the upper section because that's what you're looking at with the map. There are these spiral staircases that go up these towers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And both of them lead all the way up to the 4th floor. The one on the left leads up into a small sort of attic storage space, and there's just kind of like a bunch of boxes and shit, and that's just kind of empty in there, right? It might be worth like searching, but it's a quick glance around tells you like there's nobody hiding in here. Like that's not what's going on, and there are no windows up in this section of the building. The other spiral staircase also leads up into a sort of storage attic space, and I'm going to pull you over to show you what I'm talking about. I will pull you onto the map. Over here. However, sort of behind a curtain is on one wall is a doorway. It too, you kind of sort of go to push it open, and it is locked.
From the inside?
See, you can see a keyhole lock on this one, but it is very much locked.
Julius pulls out his lockpicks, baby!
Oh boy.
He does.
You go to pull out your lockpicks, and just as you start to kind of open your bag, you kind of hear a from behind you.
Uh-oh.
Julius pauses and does like a slow turn, like on his heel.
Anaya Goldwater is kind of standing there. She has a box on her hip, like she's there to sort of put something up in storage. He goes, "Can I help you?"
Julius puts his keys away. I'm just making sure that these are reputable places.
Quite.
I am a renowned locksmith. I wanted to make sure this wasn't a place that was hiding something unsavory for the Lord.
No. Behind that door is just some old damaged parts of the attic. It's unsafe to walk there.
Julius narrows his eyes. Is she telling the truth?
Roll an insight check.
His insight is not that good. Oh, natural 20! Oh!
I'm going to roll something for her. Hold on.
Oh god.
Anaya Goldwater is a person very much trained and dedicated to keeping secrets. She is the head of household for a noble lord. Even so, you kind of get the sense, as she sort of stands there and she's looking at you, that she does not want you in that room.
Oh. Interesting.
Julius is going to play off his narrowed eyes and just say, "Ah, well," and he'll put his keys away. "I trust you."
Thank you. I
looking
just
at
don't want
Chris.
anyone getting hurt.
You don't need to worry about me. He kind of like pats his chest a little bit. I've survived one or two bad instances.
I'm sure you have.
Well, I better get back to investigating. I'm sure there's
She
lots to
nods.
see. He as he is speaking, he says, when he does that, he just kind of like does the "I'm sure there's lots to see," and then we'll continue on back down the steps.
She very much lets you go first.
He just kind of he does his walk of nonchalantness down the steps. Like he's not worried. And then when he's out of sight, he will hurry his pace a little bit more.
It is not too long after you hit the next floor down that you hear her kind of moving around up there and then following down the stairs after you.
Don't like that. Julius is going to find the closest person that he knows from the group because he does not want to be alone with that lady. That's not good.
As you sort of come down to the third floor, the closest on your way back down would actually be on the second floor, meeting up in the study with Ixalia and Nin, and I'm going to get them to roll me another investigation check for the study.
What the heck was this lady's name again? I totally forgot.
Anaya Goldwater.
Anaya, okay.
And she's a halfling, right?
No, Ayana Goldwater, because it's like Ayano, but Ayana. Ayana Goldwater. She is a halfling.
Jesus, what is... No, I really like these curtains again. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, man.
They're great curtains.
Oh my god, I rolled the exact same thing as before.
We don't have this kind of decoration where I'm from.
Yeah, it seems like a study. The bookshelves here are again packed to sort of the brim. The desk itself.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things open on the top. There's not really
Books are boring.
anything to see. The fireplace is in the same place as the other one. You think they might share a chimney, but there's again no way through to see.
Why does he have so many books? I don't get it.
Some people like books.
There can't be that many books in the world.
Well, I mean, there's at least this many.
But I mean,
Right.
some of them have to be like repeats, right?
I don't think so.
Weird.
Julius, you kind of walk in as this conversation is going on.
He just like slips in and then closes the door quickly behind him.
Problem?
Might be. I didn't do anything unsavory, I promise. However, he's
It's
just
always
gonna...
a good way to start a conversation.
That's comforting.
However, I did find that there are 2 storage spaces, 2 attics. The left one doesn't seem to be that interesting. However, I went to go investigate the second one, and there was a door that was locked. And I was going to... He pauses. Investigate. And behind me, Miss Goldwater showed up. And despite her having quite a good poker face, it seemed like she really didn't want me in there. She was
What
acting
did
quite
she-
suspicious.
What did she tell you was up there?
She didn't tell me. Only though I think she alluded to damage to myself. She didn't want me to get hurt, is what she said.
A locked door and veiled threats. Fun.
I
So,
will
I
say,
mean-
with your investigation check, it didn't seem like that was a threat, and more it just seemed like that was her story.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
Yeah.
we gotta go check it out, right?
Oh yes.
I mean, we need to make sure that she's not around. So,
Well, we could wait
Yeah.
until tonight, I suppose, since we're staying in the guest quarters.
Aster's quite a good talker. Maybe he can talk to her for a little while.
Or we could go in now.
She's up there.
Oh,
messing
she's
with
up there?
things. I heard
Hmm.
she left quickly after I did.
And if she's hiding something and she thinks you're suspicious, then she may linger.
He just nods.
Maybe it
I
could be
guess.
something unrelated, but
It's...
have you seen any signs of forced entry so far? Because we've not really seen much of anything.
Julius just shakes his head. As far as I can tell, unless they're magically teleporting in here, they haven't
Or,
messed with locks or doors.
or unless they have someone on the inside to open the doors for them.
That seems like it would be quite noticeable for anyone else within employ of this place.
And not if they open the window, know when they're going to be in and out, and then close the window again. I'm speculating, but it's possible.
It is. But there might be a mole. It just seems suspicious.
If nothing else, she's probably keeping some cool stuff up there. Maybe embarrassing stuff that she doesn't want anyone to see.
The
I think that
Lord's
sounds
baby
fun.
pictures. I mean, I was going to investigate. I would very much like to. But we
I mean, I
need
can
to
tell
lay
some
low.
people get in there unseen.
You
Oh,
can make us invisible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that kind of bypasses the whole problem with her noticing us, I suppose.
But I mean, it's not like silent. If you trip over something, she'll still know someone's there.
As you're having this conversation, one of the housekeeping staff kind of pokes his head in. Excuse me.
hey,
Can we help you?
I need to do my sweep.
Oh, well, don't mind us. We're just
And nothing magical in here either. Just
Again, not more than the charming a feather duster to hit the top of the thing, or
okay.
or like a prestidigitation to remove a stain from the carpet or something.
All right.
And he kind of pokes his head in and he just sorry, Miss Goldwater just said to kind of leave you alone if we can,
oh no,
but,
it's fine, darling. You come on in here and do your job. I mean, we don't want to get under your feet or get you into trouble. We'll just stand back out of your way.
he nods and, he just kind of comes in. He's got a wash rag and, a bucket and a mop,
Hey,
and,
I'm sorry, sweetheart. What is your name?
oh,
Rory Parker.
I was just I'm just throwing people at you to make sure that you don't forget that there is an entire fucking household here. Kishi, that's fine.
Pleasure to meet you. You can call me Exalia. Is it normally your job to clean these rooms? Do you have specific rooms, or do you just clean everywhere, as it were?
Usually, usually I have this part of the second floor. Yeah.
Oh, so you would have been cleaning up once the break-ins had happened.
He nods.
Well, as I'm sure you've been told, we've been asked by Lord Kenjiro to kind of do a little bit of investigating, provide some extra security to try and get to the bottom of this whole mess. I was wondering, the day after the break-in happened in here, did you notice anything out of place? I mean, how did you know that there'd been a break-in? This place is so... Well, it's tidy and it's clean, but it's a little, cluttered.
He kind of, he's not, an incredibly, careful person. You can kind of see him doing the math on, what are things I'm allowed to say. And he kind of goes, well, usually we know because the places are usually sort of turned inside out.
This place was a real mess then.
Do we know what kind of stuff was stolen, or?
I don't know that. Oh, you guys? Oh, Waki would have told you. There was mentions of personal correspondence, as well as old family documents. He's also had things stolen, such as personal items of clothing, personal jewelry.
Okay.
Things like that.
So, things you definitely wouldn't want to go missing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Kishi just... It's pretty... It's like a disaster zone after something, yeah.
Were the windows open, or... I mean, was there any hint of how people got in? I mean, we've heard virtually nothing. As far as I've heard... So far as we can tell, it seems like they just appeared out of thin air.
He kind of thinks for a second. He goes, I don't remember that specifically. It's just my job to clean.
Well, as you were cleaning, did you see anything? Footprints? Anything that might have been left behind that wasn't here before? I mean, we're not looking to get you into trouble here. We're just kind of trying to get to the bottom of these. The quicker we get to the bottom of these, the more likely it is we might get paid better.
He kind of smiles at that and kind of thinks again. He goes, lots of papers and books and things everywhere. Some of the soot from the fireplace kind of spread about. I remember at one point there was some soot, like a handprint against one of the one of the bookshelves. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything overly specific. You could probably ask Enna.
It's on our list. Don't worry. Is the fireplace always lit in here?
Most of the time.
And it's burning all day and all evening, or is it just during the day?
Well, in the summer months, it's mostly just at night, but we're kind of still in a little bit of the cold snap, so it's burning most of the time.
Thank you, Kishi. You've been immensely helpful.
Do you want me to go get Enna? She's the other second floor sort of housekeeper.
I think that might help. It's a wonderful thing for you to offer, and if it's not going to inconvenience you, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm sure we can speak to her later.
I can let her know. I can let her know you're looking for her. I gotta. And he kind of motions towards the mop.
Exactly. I mean, we don't want to get you into trouble or anything. So if you can just let her know that we need to speak to her, that would be great. And please let her know that she's not in trouble. We're just gathering as much information as we can for the Lord.
He nods. And sort of gets around to cleaning. If any of you stay in the room, he's open to small chat.
Julius
Yeah,
would
no,
probably gesture for us to go and find a different place to discuss things.
Yes.
There was one other thing that you found in sort of your search, Julius, that we can talk about later.
Okay.
I'm going to switch to Nagi real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Nagi, you make your way to the kitchen.
Yeah.
You have begun this sort of search just after lunch, I would say. And there is the kitchen is sort of small. This very much seems like a building that was built a while back when there wasn't as much need for space, but now that things have grown and expanded and the city has kind of expanded, things have kind of gotten pushed together to what old castles are like.
Yeah.
So the kitchen is small but very much well stocked, and this space is very efficiently laid out. Just straight open. There is a small but very dedicated kitchen staff, the head of which appears to be a small dwarven woman with a very long beard, braided, who is barking orders to her staff, who, while scurrying and looking a little harried, also kind of have that same shit as always sort of expression. And as you walk in, the dwarven woman sort of she's kind of barking, and she's like, all right, second course meal, let's go. And she kind of turns to you as if she's about to give you an order, and she goes, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, hi, sorry, I'm Nagi. I was hired by, me and my friends were hired by Lord Kenjiro to do,
Faster, sweetie, faster, come on.
Be his bodyguard, yes, be his bodyguard, sorry. We're kind of investigating the break-ins, and I was wondering if you guys had heard anything, or if you guys had any theories, because we're just trying to, crack this wide open for him, because it's kind of, I don't know, it's just weird that all of a sudden people are just breaking in and stealing things that are personal to him.
In the time that you've been trying to get all this out, she's still paying attention to you, but it kind of feels like in that very I have things to fucking do, as she pulls something towards her and starts chopping a thing of rabbit, you can tell, and she goes, I don't know, sweetie, we're I haven't really been bothered by it, or at least kitchen staff hasn't been fucked.
Surely the staff talks though, right?
They should, not in my fucking kitchen. And she holds the meat cleaver out at you.
Do you know who I could talk to about this?
Amaya, or not Amaya, Ayana, probably. Toko, his guards.
Also, looking around, what kind of food is out?
It seems like they're doing pre-prep for dinner. So,
is there any cheese out?
There's what?
Is there any cheese out?
It seems like there's a stew getting set up. There are a couple of blocks of cheese kind of wrapped and sitting in one place, and there is one that is kind of open and on a table next to someone who seems to be doing some pre-prep as well. Yeah.
So, I hate to bug you guys, and I'll get out of here in a second, but she points at the cheese. Can I steal some of that?
Absolutely fucking not. Dinner's in 3 hours.
Aw, please.
No. Fucking get your own food then, not in my kitchen. Out.
Okay.
Dad, what the hell are you doing? I'm sorry, I gotta go. I think he's trying to hurt Mochi.
Oh no.
What the fuck are you doing?
As you kind of...
Sorry, by the door, are there any foodstuffs by the door? By the exit?
By the exit door, there are a couple of tables. There is one sort of younger looking human woman who is kind of seemingly very efficiently going through some cucumber, I'm gonna say.
Sorry, we're okay.
No, not cucumber. What the fuck am I thinking about? Seaweed.
God.
My brain decided that cucumber and seaweed were the same things.
They're both green.
Seems to be going through like seaweed roll and like pressing it out and cutting sort of sections up as if she's sort of preparing to make sushi rolls.
Oh, okay. So there's a little bit of the fish on the.
Mhm.
Okay. Nagi will be like, "Okay, bye. See you later," and then quickly grab a small fish, and then run out and shove it in her mouth. Find it, everyone.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 16.
Okay, you just you grab it and you're out. Sorry, I fucking love I love Yuriyama Yuka, but she's
Yeah, I love her.
She's great.
Great. So, and then the name she was given was the same name that Julius and them were looking. The same person Julius and them were looking for, right?
No. So the cook you can find out very easy. Her name is Yuriyama Yuka.
No. The name the cook gave her to, because she asked who she would talk to. I think the cook
Is Goldwater and Toko. So Anaya or Ayana, and then
you would have made a face when she mentioned Toko. She would be like, "Ugh."
there's kind of a very similar responding expression as well.
Okay, so she'll probably go look for Ayana at some point then.
She's just kind of around. She is head of house. So she's busy doing just kind of the daily sort of tasks and chores and making sure everything is on fucking top of shit.
As she's going through the building, can she, like, she wants to do the same thing that she did to the cook, except not steal food, and just like ask people that she sees if they heard or seen anything, or if there's any talk between the staff, amongst the staff, about what's going on, etc., etc. And she also wants to find out who the biggest gossip in the building is.
Make an investigation check.
Hey, don't fuck me. Roll 20. Aw, 13.
So a lot of the answers you kind of get are like, so there are sort of set guards people that are kind of, also sort of patrolling the grounds as well. A couple of them sort of poke their heads in every once in a while. You seem like for breaks or to switch out or something. And they all kind of seem like we have no fucking idea. As for the biggest gossip on staff, the name you get is Ena Kawahara, which is the name that the others were given to look for.
Oh, okay. So she'll look at Eda then, because she figured it would be more likely they taught.
However, as you are passing through the house, looking for Goldwater, you sort of end up at one point in the sort of lounge area, and you poke your head in, and I will drag you over there. And sort of sitting on one of the cushions is Lord Kenjiro himself. He seems to sort of be he's got a scroll out in front of him. The carpet there is kind of pushed back a little bit, and there's a wooden sort of tablet out in front of him, and a scroll and an ink pot. And it looks as if he is sort of practicing or doing some sort of artful calligraphy.
She's gonna probably move over here, so that way she doesn't So that way she's going to just wait to be acknowledged, and then so she doesn't like spook him while he's doing his calligraphy. She's going to sit down.
His head kind of comes up, actually, as you enter the room, and he kind of nods. And he finishes the symbol he's working on, and he kind of puts the brush to the side, sort of dips it in the water, and pushes it, puts it to the side. Monsieur Ishe.
Hi, Lord Kenjiro. What were you working on?
He kind of looks down at the paper in front of him, and you can see there's a row of sort of symbols, written, written language, and he just goes, just finishing a sort of, hobby project. I like calligraphy quite a bit.
Nods, as if she understands, but she also, her writing is just like reading to her. She just. So, can I ask you something?
Of course, I was actually hoping to get a chance to talk to you myself.
Oh, what about?
Well, I was going to ask after your mother, actually. You said you were looking for her?
She nods.
Is she alright?
I wish I knew. She went missing a few months back, and I'm worried about her. And, well, I kind of missed her.
His face kind of settles in a sort of like, it's not grim, but it's kind of also in that like sort of demure kind of worry. He goes, "That I am very sorry to hear that."
Yeah, her party tried to keep me from, try to keep me home and safe so that way I wouldn't get in trouble myself, but I couldn't just sit there, And
that sounds like someone raised by her, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I figured if I were in the same position as she was, she would go look for me, so... What is it that she did for you?
Oh, just... Before I took over, she was... During our younger years, she was sort of a contractor, I suppose, for my father. She was in and out. She was nice enough.
She nods.
I considered her a friend. She was... Or at least a well-known acquaintance.
Well, she spoke highly of you.
I'm glad to hear it. You kind of get the sense this was like, your mother is sort of, not necessarily old, but it kind of makes sense, considering anything you'd know about her, that she was kind of in this area, sort of probably as a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least sometime before you came along. So.
I was gonna say, crap. One sec.
Take your time.
She didn't make mention of anything, when she was here last, right?
I actually spoke to Ayana a bit about it. I was out of town at the time, so I didn't catch her myself, but she was asking about some sort of pendant, I think.
Did Ayana happen to catch what the pendant was called, or what's it for, or?
I don't think they managed to find anything.
Hmm. Well, that's more than I had. That's more information than I had up till yesterday. So that's something. Thank you, Lord Kinjiro.
I'm glad we could be of help. I believe she also headed south after this.
Yeah, to Horotari, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. I'm saddened to hear she disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, she would go away like for a bit at a time, but she would always come back after at least a month, and because or she would at least send word if she was gone longer, and she hasn't sent word in a while.
Do you have any other clues or hints? I might be able to help.
Out of character, what were we told about her in the last town, or what did Nagi find out? Is that
She had passed through Joxnam, and I
Oh.
have given you a little bit. There's that little scrap of her notes.
Crap, what was the note? Where did you give me the notes again? It was in DMs, right?
Yeah, it was in DMs.
Let me message you. Not message you, go to the messages.
Mm-hmm. I can find it pretty easily, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Let me read it. Okay, it was about where Nagi was found, right?
No. It was hold on.
Oh, there we go. A scrap of paper. There we go. I found it.
Yes.
Yeah. There was. I found the scrap of paper, and all it says on it is Walsh and Ophanio. I don't know what. I don't think I don't know what those mean.
He kind of
But I don't know.
He kind of sits back and he thinks about it. I'm gonna roll a fucking history check for him. Okay, he rolled really well. He goes, well, those two names in conjunction. Again, it points towards Horotari.
Are those people there, or are they a place, or?
They're people. At least that's what I'm thinking about. Thomas Walsh is the head of the temple at Horotari. And his child's name is Ophaniel.
Oh, what significance do you think they might carry?
He shrugs and kind of shakes his head. As far as I was aware, Ayase is not a follower of Lede.
No, she's not.
Maybe the pendant she had was, she thinks might have a religious connection. I don't know.
So Horotari then. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you. As soon as I'm able to, my friends and I will go look up on that.
He nods. As far as I'm aware, I don't think Walsh is actually in town at the moment, but he should be back for the Harvest Festival.
Sorry, chewing.
You're good.
Oh, another thing. It's more related to the jobs we're doing.
Mhm,
For you. You haven't kept any information about that from us, have you? Anything
Why
that-
would I?
Just curious. Just wanting to make sure.
Um,
It's so strange that it's all so personal to you.
you're telling me.
Do you have a personal bodyguard that stays around you at all times? Because she looks around. If not, I could offer my services. I am
Appreciated, but he kind of laughs at that. I feel very safe in my own home. When I leave, I have a much more dedicated guard,
good.
and I have guards posted around my bedroom at night.
And so, the person always struck at night, correct?
As far as we're aware, yes.
Then I think my friend's done. I should probably come back at night.
You're willing to stay in service quarters.
Yeah. Okay.
It was nice to meet you. I'm glad to.
It was nice meeting you too, Lord Kinjiro. It's good to have someone who knew my mom. Well, to meet someone who knew my mom.
He kind of smiles and it's not that he's frosty, but he's very sort of aloof and kind of reserved. You can feel it kind of starting to melt from him a little bit. In another circumstance, I might offer, a game of mahjong or something, but you're on duty.
I am. Maybe when I'm off duty, we can play some mahjong.
I look forward to it.
Also, are there any flames in the room?
Not in. There is a brazier. In the corner over here. It is currently unlit. The sunlight seems to be sort of managing light, but it's probably lit at night.
She's going to. Well, she'll just bow and say, "Thank you for your time, Lord Kinjiro. I'll see you later."
He nods in like a yes, you can leave.
And then she'll go and look for everyone else, and if she sees any flames along the way, she's gonna just make them all change them all to different colors, like one purple, one blue, another pink.
Aster.
Gonna gay his candles.
Yes.
You make it back to the house. You actually run into Alex, who kind of repeats a lot of the same, as far as I can tell, nothing on the outside has really been disturbed. But he's going to keep sort of going through sort of the outer courtyards.
Yeah. Okay. Asta's just gonna give a bit of a nod and acknowledgement and head inside, and I think he's gonna head for the library.
Okay. I think everyone kind of manages to meet up actually at the library. I'm gonna pull everyone over there. As soon as my Roll20 loads, thank you. As you all start to try, as the three chuckle fucks find a way to, not Alex, I don't want Alex on the fucking map. Goodbye. Yeah, you all managed to meet up at the library in the second floor. As Nin, Julius, and Ixalia are trying to avoid the cleaning crew to continue talking about schemes,
Schemes is such an ugly word.
Mischief,
Shenanigans is much better.
bastardry, crimes.
It's such a harsh word.
Just such harsh words.
Shenanigans is much better.
Also, I lied. The staircase in the library does not go down to the first floor. It only goes up.
Oh, gotcha.
Thank you.
We have arrived.
Mm-hmm. So do you all split information?
Yes.
I mean, Asta would like a crash course on what has been found because.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mystery room in the attic. I will jump a little bit back, Julius, because there was one other thing I wanted to give you from your 19 investigation. In the game room, which is this room kind of right behind this wall here, I'll just kind of drag you over. I forgot to put the table in place.
It's okay, we can make an imaginary table.
An imaginary table sort of up here, like by the staircase. There is an odd contraption. Sort of sitting up there. It looks like a clockwork or like some sort of mechanized thing. It is one, so it's kind of in like two pieces, but it's connected. So the bottom bit of it is like this big sort of square, and then on top of it is what looks like a large sort of conical shape. Ren, you would know it, meta-wise, as a phonograph.
Ooh. Okay.
Julius has never seen this thing before.
He just, like, takes note of it and, like, I don't know. I don't think he'd fiddle with it.
That's fair. There is a box next to it of what you would know to be, like, the phonograph cylinders.
Oh, okay.
But it is currently not playing anything, so that's the other bit of information I'm going to give you. Anyway, information time, scheming, plotting, group chat.
Excellent. He has a phonograph. Neat.
No one else is in here because Nin would definitely touch it.
Looks delicate, don't touch it.
Slowly reaches towards it.
It's in a different room, it's not in the library.
Alright.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the game room, not the library.
In the library with a butter knife.
Gonna touch it at some point.
So you all sort of split information.
Yep.
Yeah. Asta is going to relay to Nagi that there is the possibility of a runner from the Death Temple coming for one of them at some point. Not likely, but possible. Just so that if there is a runner, she doesn't...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Julius...
she kind of knows what's up.
Julius shares all the stuff he found aside from the phonograph, because he's not going to mention that for them to mess with.
Aww.
Well, that's not the bastardry he wants to happen. He's more interested in the closet. He's not allowed it.
So there's a whole joke in there about Julius and out of closets, but hey.
Hey, he's out of it. He doesn't...
Yeah, Julius is aggressively out of the closet.
He was very much out of that closet.
I mean,
Julius hasn't been in the closet for years.
Technically, Julius is like, he'll take what he can get, so...
Yes, he's Pan and possibly Polly.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
He gives me Pan and Polly vibes.
So what is the plan?
Well, So we all want to check out that closet, right?
This Anna person sounds like a good lead too.
Yeah, maybe she knows anything about that place before we go snooping our noses in there.
Out of character. That wasn't a name that Nog was given to, right? There.
Yes. Anna.
Yes.
Yeah. I hear Anna's a really big gossip. So
I mean,
yeah.
That could provide a problem as well. We're going to have to be careful what we ask her, otherwise she's going to be telling everyone that.
Yeah.
We could just bring it up as passing, just say if she knows anything about what they keep in the attic there.
I think maybe we need to look in the attic first and then ask her the question. Or at the same time and not mention the attic, because if the gossip gets around that we're asking questions about the attic before we go snooping, they might put more security up there or something.
Alright, well, maybe we won't ask. We'll just not ask at all.
I mean, it is always kind of useful to talk to the gossip.
Well, I think we need to
Figure out
talk
what's
to her,
interesting.
but
You could just ask her questions in general.
well, I think we need to talk to her, but I don't know that mentioning the attic before we go snooping up there is necessarily a safe idea.
Yeah, that's fair. I just want to know what we're gonna get into up there.
And the surprise is half the
That's
fun.
so fun. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really give a shit about fun. It would be fun,
I mean,
but
I don't think that's true even a little bit.
he just gives you a big grin. Hey, as long as I'm not gonna get kicked out for it.
What was
while
that?
we were in Strades. Didn't you do that thing while we were in Strades that...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do a lot of things in Strades and in general.
I mean, that is a whole ass statement. You mean the invisibility?
Yeah.
'Cause
Sorry,
I
I don't
never
know what
do
it
that.
was.
I'm perfectly
can
happy
do
to be made
that.
invisible at any time you like.
Oh yes,
I did
that
promise
would
I
be
would
fun.
make you invisible. I can make up to 2 people invisible.
Julie shares a glance at Ixalia.
I mean, we could fight for it, or we could just both be invisible.
I could open the door.
So could I.
Just wiggles his eyebrows.
Just rolls her eyes at that, pats him on the shoulder. Nice try, dear. So we kind of what?
Are you good at sneaking, Julius?
I'm alright at it, yeah.
I'm good at sneaking.
I got a +5.
No, that's not bad, actually.
Yeah. You sneaky bastard.
Oh.
So we what? We go invisible and sneak up there while the rest of you talk to Anna?
I mean, yes, we should talk to Anna, but... And Asta kind of makes a bit of a face. I kind of do want to talk to Toko. He does seem to be the captain of the guard. I really don't
I
want
mean-
to.
You have an excellent point, but
I know.
it's just such
I
a
don't like him.
I know, but the guard are probably more likely to sort of have...
Yes, I know. And like I say, it's a good point, but ugh.
I mean, at least if we talk to him, we can bitch about him afterwards.
I mean, we can bitch about him beforehand, but also a good point.
Oh god, is this gonna be... are you gonna get me on another rant?
Probably
Is this gonna
should
be
have.
like when I went
him
off?
instead of us.
Uh,
I was just hoping
but
if
I do wanna...
often enough, you'll just deal with it.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't actually pass that.
I'm just hoping if I stand here and go, ugh, often enough that you'll just offer to deal with it instead.
I mean, I already kind of was willing to deal with it.
You're the best, Aster.
He gives you a very sunshine smile, which I assume Irene obligingly.
Yeah, Irene just goes.
So who's
She's giving you a
gonna
big
go-
beaming grin back.
Who's gonna go invisible?
Me. And I think possibly Julius.
If you're willing, that would be fun.
Okay.
We need some sort of a signal because we're not going to be able to see each other when we're invisible.
Let's hold hands or something.
I can click my tongue. I don't know. We can make a little noise.
We just,
Just
you know, it
some,
kind of defeats the object.
don't attack
I mean,
anything and don't
Julius could, hit his tail on something. It will make a little bit of a noise.
I could smack you with my tail.
Or we could tie a-
probably
we could
shouldn't
just kind
do
of
that. That might turn you uninvisible. If you do too much, like you cast a spell or attack someone or something like that, it can make the invisibility go away.
But I meant
that.
rap on the
I was more
thump the
thinking
wall twice or something.
I was more thinking that we get a piece of string and just stay close together and tug the string when we need to tell each other something.
I guess, but there's.
It can't be too long, otherwise there's a chance of the string getting caught, and the string wouldn't be invisible.
Yeah, I was
Never
thinking
mind.
maybe people getting in between us and catching on the string, and that would
Okay.
just be.
In that case, we'll just have to head straight to the attic door and meet there.
I can actually just wrap my tail around something if you'd like, or you can hold on to it. I usually don't let people do that.
Pinky.
But yeah,
And you haven't
yeah.
even brought me dinner. Honestly.
I'm not a chef, and I ain't gonna make you dinner.
Standards these days. We could just meet at the attic door. If you said it was up the spiral staircase in the...
It's on the right, yeah. You just follow it all the
Yeah.
way to the top.
We'll just meet at the top of the stairs then, I suppose. It seems safer.
He just nods. Just be careful of that, Anaya.
Okay, are you guys ready?
How long does it last? Better question.
You'll have about an hour, so I guess don't stay up there for too long.
We shouldn't need too much longer than that.
Mm.
And then, I can... If you can reach me, I can cast it again, but...
I don't think we'll need, well, not to tempt fate, but we just want to go up there, have a quick look, and come back, right?
And we also don't want to make too much of a
A mess or a noise or...
If people ask where we went, we could
considering
just
that
say
there
that
has
we were...
been untrackable break-ins going on.
I will say we should probably figure out a cover story to where we are if people are looking for us and we're not in the group with you all.
You needed to go back. You needed to go back into town for something. It's fairly simple. You needed to go back into town, and you'll be back in about an hour.
Yes?
He just shrugs.
Sure, if you keep it up.
I don't...
Though...
If anyone asks the others, we've gone into town. Running errands, we're short of healing potions or something.
Yep.
I have a couple on me that will
I'll
be
figure
a
something out,
viable
don't worry.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have about... Julius, looks in his pack, and he pulls out 3 healing potions.
Exactly. I mean, we have them on us, so it's a valid excuse if somebody asks us what we were buying. It'll be
You possibly
fine.
should be seen leaving, though, because if they ask the gods that... So... Nima, is there anything you want to do in town?
She kind of goes, well, if this is what we're doing, then I suppose I could go pick up a few, scrapbooking supplies.
No, I had asked, Nin.
Oh.
Nima is what I said, because we don't have Nin yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's because
you,
if the
you know-
three of you are seen leaving, then that means that the guard can't.
If I leave, do I not
So-
have to talk to the rude guy?
What you could do,
I don't think so.
we
Julius will raise a hand. What you could do is you could be seen leaving with us, but then pop back and be like, "Oh, I forgot to go do something else. I forgot that I wanted to stay here for this."
That also works.
yeah,
And
so
then you
we-
would still be with everyone else, and you wouldn't have to be.
But it
Out
would
there
still be
without us.
believable that the two of you are out of town.
And
Or-
Julius
or-
raises a hand. We can sneak in while you were walking in.
Yeah, you wouldn't like have to open
we-
doors and no one's there.
Mm-hmm.
So we go into the garden, you cast the spell, you come back, we sneak in, we go up to the attic, we sneak back down, we find a way outside, and then we poof back into visibility and come back in the house. I mean, it's complicated, but it could work.
I guess that makes
Any-
sense.
Or
Yeah, or
somebody
you
can
could just
come out to
lie.
come get us.
I'm pretty good at lying.
I mean, this is a
Not
pretty
bad.
big city, so it would. If someone had to look for you, it's reasonable that it would take some time.
Mm-hmm.
I say we go for it.
Okay, well, if you're ready.
Yeah.
And then she'll cast invisibility on Ix and Julius.
Okay. Ixalia and
And-
Julie.
Maybe I should like stay with you guys so I can just make it look like I'm investigating so I can open doors for you or something.
There's only really one door we need to open.
Okay.
So Ixalia and Julius vanish from sight. Nin, you can feel the magic kind of catch on both of them. And they are gone. And so you two are heading back up to the attic.
Okay, don't have too much fun without me.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, we won't. We'll save some fun for you.
Okay. Because I haven't gotten to do this yet, and
Oh, next time, I promise.
next time.
Hmm.
Ah.
We won't have all the fun without you.
You head upstairs to the attic relatively unaccosted. To drag the two of you over here. And you head up the stairs to that sort of area with the door behind the curtain. You kind of, there's no one here, and you kind of have to move through some of the boxes. Julius, you don't remember having to walk through, like having to shift a couple of boxes to get to the door last time you were here, but you do.
He curses a little bit under his breath, and he's like, "She's fucking moves things."
And you get to the curtain, and you sort of start to pull it back, and the door is in front of you.
Is it
Once
open?
over,
It is locked.
quick once over for traps or anything like that.
Make an investigation check.
Please do.
With advantage since Julius is helping, or if Julius wants to make it, an X will help.
Julius will help you, because I'm pretty sure you're probably better at trap stuff. Julius only has a +3 for
But
investigation.
I've been rolling shit on investigation, so
I could try if you want me to.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay,
yay!
17 is better.
Yes.
You search the area up and around the door.
It's not just traps, but if anyone's kind of like, with like the hair stuck across to see if anybody's tampering with the door, anything that we need to kind of put back as much as anything.
There is none of that. However, you find
Oh, no.
sort of sort of stretched across the floor as if like in a protective kind of rectangle around the door. A very thin piece of fine silver wire laid out across the floor.
Oh, neat.
They've trapped it.
It doesn't look like
Magically
it's
too.
trapped or attached to anything.
Magically warded, and it's a. I presume that X has kind of seen it before, even if she doesn't necessarily know what the. It's designed to set off an alarm or something similar if you break the thing.
You have had to step forward into the door space, unfortunately, to at least find the door and pull the curtain back. And as you are saying this, you hear footsteps coming up the staircase.
Of course, she's fucking coming.
Uh-oh.
Let's go on, go to the walls. Go to the walls. And Julius is going to move the boxes back to where he assumed they were. Please.
Just kind of plastering herself into the back corner.
Make
behind
me
the stairs.
make me a sleight of hand check to see if you can do this fast enough.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Sleight of hand. Oh, it's not that good. Oh, natural 20, baby!
You're very quick in moving shit back, and by the time Ayana sort of steps up onto the landing, you've kind of stopped. You've almost like frozen yourself up against one of the walls, hands sort of up. As she kind of stands up there and she kind of looks around the space. She kind of spends some time sort of poking around the boxes, and she leans down and checks the sort of wire as well. She pulls, you watch, and she kind of, steps back, sort of crosses her arms across her chest as she kind of thinks for a second. And then she pulls out a small key, that she uses to unlock the door, and very carefully, not opening the door much farther than she needs to, she sort of opens the door very quickly and steps inside and then shuts it and locks it behind her.
Damn it! Bitch! Okay! Julius is very mad. He is simmering.
Come on! You think I'd just leave that door completely unfucking protected?
No, but Julius is mad about it.
Well, anyways.
I mean, it's tempting. I mean,
She can't see you. Door's unlocked.
it's unlocked. Did we hear her lock it? Did she move the alarm
She
spell or anything?
relocked it behind her.
Julius is like
Okay.
gonna inch around here just a little bit to get closer to where he I don't know if he even knows where Exalia is, but he's just gonna like inch a little closer to like the edge of the staircase and just mutter, "We need somebody to dispel that."
This is more than a two-person job, or it's more than a us two-person job. I
mean-
really don't like this. What the fuck are they hiding in there?
I don't know, but I want to know very badly.
I mean, this is fucking creepy. And who cast the spell? Did she cast the spell? Does she know magic?
Probably.
I don't know that I want to be up here when she comes out of that door.
Nope, let's go down.
And we're going down the stairs.
Alright. You head down the stairs.
Also, Parker,
Can we
I am
sneak
still
as
on
well?
the Huxon map.
Shit. Yeah, you should have been there.
Julius is also going to sneak. I know it's not very much of a thing, but he just doesn't want her to hear us go down the stairs.
Roll a
Yeah.
stealth check if you wish, yes.
Oh, X is
With
totally
advantage. Cause, yeah.
Invisible, yeah.
Yeah. Natural 20 again!
Julius,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
He's making
This
up
is
for all the
maybe-
bad
Oh,
rolls!
God.
It's making up for all the bad rolls.
Yeah.
That's 3 tonight. 3?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Um,
managed to make it back down to the library.
Meanwhile, Aster's gonna want to poke around the library a little bit.
Make an investigation check.
See if anything catches his interest.
I love that the last 3 rolls Julius has rolled are natural 20s.
What is going on with that
I
lad?
don't know.
As far as you can tell, it is just like a busy library.
Yeah.
No
The other thing he's gonna want to do is he's gonna want to go check out the room that got arsoned.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough to do. You pop over to the other side of the 3rd floor. I think I just need you to.
I have not been shifted.
I am moving you over.
There we go. It was just
There you
taking
go.
a second to.
Nin will go with, because I don't know if she's taking a look with her magic eyes yet.
Okay.
Nagi will go if she doesn't want to be so left out.
All right.
Aw.
Let me pull the 2 of you over as well.
If we end up happening across the people, Julius does want to try and scare them.
Unfortunately,
Of
to
course.
get over to the other side of the 3rd floor, they would have had to go down and then back around, so no.
Rip.
I mean, you got an hour. You could still do it.
We're invisible. Where else can we sneak into to nosy?
Exactly. Now you're
Yeah.
thinking.
I'm curious.
There's the
Um,
Lord's study with the desk that you've been told is off limits, and
I'm
the Lord's
kept-
bedroom, which, yes, you are allowed to go into, but you've been, like, made very clear that if you have to, just try to, like, not disturb anything if you can.
Don't be weird about it.
You're going to the desk?
These fuckers not being weird about things.
Okay. We'll
Yeah,
start with the
afterwards
burn
the-
room, though.
Yeah, he wants to have a bit of a poke around.
Mm-hmm. Make an investigation
actually,
check.
Hold on, I'm gonna PM you a question.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna open the door between the fucking library and the study, just because.
Yeah.
There you go.
I suspect the answer is no, but I'm just asking for sake of.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only way I think to describe it.
No, he does not.
Okay. I figured the answer was no, but I wanted to verify.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, describing it as dandruff was the only way I could think to.
You're very valid. Any of you in the burned room that wants to make an investigation check can make an investigation check.
Going so well.
I
my
would appreciate
God.
help if someone's willing to give it.
I've got +4 to investigation, so if someone
Come
wants
on.
Yeah, I will give you help.
to. Okay. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, you
Oh my
guys!
god. I have not rolled above a 10 today.
That said, we actually can take our time to poke around.
You can.
So
you
we
can
can-
absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Would you be willing
Thanks,
to
you
let
are.
me take my time so that I can do like take 10?
Yeah.
So that'll be a 12.
Okay. Nagi, so Nin, there's a bunch of fun ashes and like cinders around that are still a little bit loose, and you can kind of play with them. It's kind of cool.
Does anything look like a cool animal or something, like a piece of wood shaped like a horse or like a
Unfortunately, no. It's just a bunch of cool loose ashes that you could possibly
boring?
like
Okay, I don't want to
draw things in. Nagi and Aster, you find So this room is sort of still tarnished. The walls and floor are still burnt. There is still sort of some piles of ash and cinder around, but it seems like this room is like slowly being in the process of like trying to be cleaned, pulling, ashes and cinder out as they can, taking notes of what parts of the walls and floor need to be repainted or repaired. The fireplace is interesting. The fireplace is sort of interesting in that the thing is sort of not covered, but like starting from the inside and like spreading out as if it kind of coughed out
Gouted.
soot or gouted.
Yeah.
Is just this spread of soot and ash, like it just kind of went and just kind of spit soot and ash out of it and onto the floor around it.
Yeah. Is this fire? I assume this fire is out, right?
It is not currently lit, no.
Okay. Which means that I think Ash is gonna reach into the fireplace and he's gonna have a sort of feel for the airflow, because that's the only thing that he can think of that makes sense for why it would do that. Is something went up with the airflow.
It feels like a normal chimney space. It kind of with the fire lit, it's all not unlit. It's very still. There's no bursts of like. There's no draft. There's no nothing that would have given that off.
Next thing he's gonna do is light and have a look up the flume to see if it's possibly clogged.
You can see all the way to the sky. It is dirty and sooty on the inside, particularly closer towards where the fire should be, but you can see all the way up.
Yeah, but it is not. There is not a clog that would have caused this.
Nope.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Nagi, you're seeing all this too, and you kind of know how fire works. And you're coming to this sort of same conclusion. Jamie?
I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to check in here? If you poke your head into the bathroom, it is also kind of messed up a little bit.
What kind of messed up? Like soot messed up, or
Soot messed up. There's no burns there, but just kind of like soot and ash got kind of into it.
yeah. Yeah.
Huh. That's weird.
Are there any spots where the floor seems to be particularly damaged?
As you sort of walk into the center of the room, around where the bed would have been, you can kind of feel some of it sort of sag and creak under your weight. It seems kind of spotty.
Okay.
But then you sort of walk towards, just to, this side of the fireplace over here. And this is where it feels the weakest. It still holds your weight, but that's where it feels the weakest.
But it feels the weakest. He's a lot more sort of tentative about. Okay, I'm gonna gently do a foot out and sort of test the give. Okay. I think Nagi, you sort of see him half pacing out and like he's counting out measurements. He just seems puzzled.
Are you investigating the weak section of the floor at all?
I think so. I think he is.
You sort of brush some of the soot and ashes away a little bit. And the explanation for why this bit of the floor might be the weakest is sort of become clear to you as it's sort of started to burn, not just through the mat itself, but the wooden floor underneath.
Yeah.
And it seems as though this burn, it sort of looks as if something very, very hot, like the open flame itself, was put in this place, and it's sort of the radiation of burn out from here. And as you get closer and closer, I'll let it roll with a 12. The spot that it is burned, as if the thing that would have been placed on the floor here, looks to be the same place as two sets, like two burned-in footprints.
Nagi, can I borrow you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Can you place yourself right about here? Careful, it is a bit weak.
Yeah. She'll place.
He's gonna gesture to the footprints to try and get a scale for size.
Alright, you have Nagi stand in the footprints. How tall is Nagi again?
Let me check the dock. It's probably very tall. Second, it is opening. Nope, she's 5 foot even.
The footprints here sort of give off someone who would be not overly tall, but a good chunk taller than Nagi.
Yeah. Nagi, I think you hear Asta mutter something about pyromancers.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking something similar. Either magic or someone with elemental control.
Nemo,
Yes?
you said you can see magic, right?
Yeah?
If we step back, can you have a look at this area right here? See if you can spot anything?
Sure.
Thank you.
Do I see anything?
You do. You see... How do I want to describe this? So there's lots of evidence of fire here, and if you're looking for magical sort of sources of fire, you're mostly looking for evocation sort of magic.
Mhm.
That is not what you get here. There is certainly magic here. It's very, it is... It's not like there's an active charm, but it feels more like the residue of magic here. Particularly where the walls and floor are still scorched. The footprints themselves are almost laden with it. And where it is sort of burned, it feels like the magic has almost burned itself into the walls and floor. And it appears to be... It's certainly not evocation. In fact, it doesn't even seem to read like a form of magic that you know how to recognize.
Like it's not arcane magic.
No, it's not arcane. And it's
Huh.
also not...
It's not divine either. Not that I would know. Parker?
No, it is not divine.
Okay. Huh. That's weird. I mean, there's like a lot of magic around here, like a lot of magic, especially right in those footprints, but it's not like the usual type of magic. It's not what you'd think it would be. It's some sort of weird magic. I don't even know what kind of magic.
Asta's also gonna cast Detect Magic because he wants to kind of also follow up the vibe check.
You see the same thing that I just described.
Yeah.
Except you kind of recognize the vibe of what's going on.
Yeah.
You aren't sure, you don't know what it is, but this is very much the sight of something that is familiar.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to leave it at that and jump over to Exalia real quick.
Yeah.
Alright, Exalia, you're going for the desk.
Yes. I'm checking that it's not trapped or anything before I get too close.
Make an investigation check.
And I'm on my own, so there's no advantage. 19.
It does not appear to be trapped at all. No.
Okay, so she's taken note of where everything is kind of on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
A quick glance over what's on the surface, and then she's going to start kind of opening drawers, checking that there's no kind of locks on the drawers and no traps on the drawers before she opens them, and looking for kind of secret hidden compartments and things.
Mm-hmm.
Just being nosy and seeing if anything kind of attracts her attention that might be related to this whole mess.
The exact kind of behavior you want to see from your hired guards.
Yeah.
On the desk, sort of on the desk proper, there's a book open. It looks like a ledger of some sort, like probably some sort of financial record. Looks like just kind of checking the house books and sort of things like that. The first row of drawers on the top they're unlocked. One of them has like unused stationery, like a pot of ink, a brush, and like a pen. Another one has sort of the same thing, sort of empty pieces of paper, like paper clips, you know, shit. The last of the upper desks kind of contains another notebook that, when you kind of flick through it and open it, seems like less of like a money ledger and more like a stuff ledger. Just like what you might compare to the money ledger on the table to like know like what stuff corresponds to what money and that sort of thing.
Not so interested in that.
Yeah, nothing really. The bottom drawers, so there's 3 on the top, and then the desks, the leg space in the middle, and then on either side of the leg space there are 2 more drawers, and those are both locked.
Okay. Checking the one on the right first.
Are you attempting to open the lock?
Yeah.
Make me a lockpicking check.
28.
Okay, you pop open that lock like no one's fucking business. Inside there is a leather-bound journal. There is a couple of pieces of paper and what looks like envelopes that are the seals have each been popped.
Yep. Quick flick through the journal, kind of check the last few entries, see if there's anything to do with the break-ins.
It looks like a personal diary.
Okay.
Ooh.
Still flicking through the last few pages.
The last few pages. So Waki's personal diary is. The one time you interacted with him, he seemed very formal and very reserved. His personal writing is not like that. His personal writing seems very just. It's a personal diary.
She's literally skimming through, looking for anything that might reference the break-ins. She's not kind of interested in reading his fanfic or anything.
No, it's just his personal venting and shit. It's not his fanfic.
Okay.
He doesn't write fucking fanfic. Okay.
He might.
Yeah,
He does calligraphy, not fanfic.
that's
can do both.
Hey!
The last couple of diary entries. The first mention of the break-in you find is about 2 weeks ago, like he originally said. it mostly mentions like kind of confusion, a little bit of shock, kind of like, the early beginnings of home invasion trauma. He mentions what has been taken. It appears to be it expresses confusion in that the things that were taken appear to be the Kenjiro family tree, as well as a documentation of birth and death records, as well as a history. The first break-in appeared to occur in the library and the study. He sort of jots through. There's a mention of like just trying to keep the household together. Toko's kind of like pissed about it. He's pissed at Toko. Toko's pissed at like his guardsmen. They search the house. They can't find anything. There's a mention about concern about his father. There is mention of Goldwater is also kind of pissed. And as there are more and more break-ins mentioned, that the concern and the anger starting to mount a little bit, especially you get the sense that like the upper ranks of the household are very tense with each other right now.
Yep.
The records of what is taken is very much along the same. At one point he despairs about some lost correspondence with a girl, with a noblewoman from the eastern part of Chelas that he seems to kind of be a little bit interested in. It seems like some of her letters have gone missing, have been stolen. His clothing, which I think he is like, is seemingly his breaking point in the journal.
Oh, buddy.
Honestly.
That someone got into his rooms and took his clothing while he was fucking sleeping.
God.
He's upset about it. Again, there's another mention of concern for his father, mention that a new prescription has come in that they're trying. Just kind of, he seems very frustrated and very upset about the break-ins. Towards the end of the last 2 weeks, it seems to be all that he's writing about.
Dick. Did you say there were 2 other open envelopes in the drawer?
Yes.
Or unsealed envelopes. Really, how is she doing for time since Nin cast the spell?
She's got probably about another 20 minutes.
Okay, really quick glance at the letters to see who they're from.
One seems to be from a local physician from somewhere in the Purplewood. The other seems to be a letter from, not Horitari, but the military outpost not too far from it. It seems to be an acknowledgement of the request for guardsmen and backup.
Holding those up and putting those back where she found them and relocking the drawer.
To note, the physician's letter seems to be about some like new medication or something.
Yep.
Not really much of interest.
Yep, that's cool. Putting everything back where it came from, locking the drawer again.
Mm-hmm. Are you going for the other drawer?
Yes.
Make me these tools.
23.
This one also pops open just fine. Inside here, there is a small box, like open box, that inside contain 3 cylinders. Sorry, I lied. 3 cylinders, that seem to be sort of ridged and bumped around the edges. You, as Amy, would know that these are phonograph cylinders. Yeah.
It wouldn't have seen them before, I'm assuming.
Nope. You have no idea what those are.
Okay. Is that all that's in the drawer?
Yes. By the way, the cylinders are labeled. One is labeled number 1, one is labeled number 20, and one is labeled 21.
Okay. Leaving those where they are for now, closing the drawer, locking it, and heading out to the library and downstairs and into the garden to wait for the invisibility to wear off.
Has Julius been doing anything with his half an hour of invisibility left?
Oh god, what has Julius been doing with his half hour of invisibility?
Yeah.
Ren had to dive off.
What's
oh,
it?
no, you're back.
I'm back.
Has Julius been doing anything with his remaining invisibility?
Oh boy. He was half tempted to go check out the Lord's bedroom for like a hot minute. But I don't know. Honestly, he'd probably just want to go like find where the others are and then just try to spook them.
Yeah, you can find them sort of fiddling around in the burned guest bedroom. Nin and Alex are kind of looking at the walls and floor in kind of shock. Not shock, but confusion, and Nagi's just kind of vibing.
Oh boy. Can thaumaturgy... Can thaumaturgy do, like, gusts, or I don't think they can.
Well, actually, there was something I wanted to do once we got back to us, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Julius, you're kind of vibing in the entryway to this room. Nagi, what did you want to do?
So they're looking at magic, right? And they've
Yes.
they're looking at magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So does it look at all when the magic that you guys see? Does it look at all like when I control the elements, and then she'll open her water skin and shape water so that it does a shape and then goes back into her water skin, so that way they can see the magic as it happens. And yeah,
It does not.
okay.
Yeah. Not as far as I can go. Niggling at me. What am I forgetting?
That's so weird.
Hey, Parker.
Yes.
You know what I'm probably going to say, and I can PM you justification if
You want to do spoopy vision?
I want to do spooky vision.
Okay. And yes, Amy.
Yeah, I need to head off. So when everyone meets up, Ix is
Mhm.
sharing everything she's found on the desk
Okay.
and commenting, like I say, she thinks it's something to do with the family line. Either they're hiding something or his father was hiding something, and
Mhm.
she thinks there's like a hidden relative out there or something, or even stuck in the attic.
Oh, good. We're
Oh, boy.
going that angle.
Oh boy.
We might as well go full Jane Eyre if we're going to.
Yeah.
Right. Might as well at this point.
Yeah. Do I need PM you justification, or can you sort
No,
of?
I can track the justification.
Night,
Um,
folks.
Good
Good night,
night.
Amy.
Thanks for playing.
Sleep good.
Yeah.
You turn on spoopy vision.
Yeah, probably piggybacking it off detect magic because
Mhm. First things first, Julius is vibing in the corner of the room.
he doesn't say anything.
He's probably going to. I need to figure out who he's gonna try and sneak up on.
Yeah.
Did Julius had opened the
Probably
door?
not Nagi, because she'd knock him the fuck out.
Is Julius gonna make a stealth check, by the way? Because Nagi has a really high passive perception.
Yeah, you'll have to make a stealth check.
Sure, yeah. Hold on 1 second.
At advantage.
At advantage.
Logic.
Let's see. Where is it stuff?
Yeah, he doesn't say anything.
20.
There's just kind
Yeah.
of a flick towards the entry of the room, and then he continues looking at Woodies.
Yeah. Yeah, Julius is vibing in the corner of the room towards the entryway.
He's just gonna like
there is
sneak
a
in
little-
and go and he's gonna try and tap Nin on the shoulder.
Yeah, you see him moving towards as if to spook Nin. And then you
He just says idly while he's still looking at the ground.
What was that?
he calls Julius out. Just hey Jules.
Oh.
He's still gonna pretend he can't. He's gonna like whip his head around when you say that and give you the finger.
Oscar's looking at the ground.
The ground is the thing you know that lights up in your vision when you turn on spooky vision. The scorch marks aren't like laden with it, but the combination of your flickered with it, and as you look around the room itself, the scorch marks seem to not multiply, but there seems to be more ash clinging to the room.
Yeah.
Spectral sort of ash.
Oh, I'm not sure I like that.
Well, what do you see?
He's gonna start as much as he can pacing where the ash is and sort of pointing with his finger where the spectral ash is, at least as much as possible.
It is across the walls and across the floor.
Ash line continuing up to getting whatever sort of guesstimate height.
Mm-hmm.
All across the floor it is. I will mention that my tone shift is deliberate.
It is also up. It is also up on the ceiling. You can't really get a height estimate.
Yeah.
And if it goes all the way up to the door as well.
He's gonna poke his head into the bathroom to check.
It is in the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, another layer of ash that isn't visible on the physical. It's
Weird. I mean, it's definitely some spooky shit, right?
definitely. I'm not sure what it is. It's not magic? As his tone kind of upticks as he
Well, it's some kind of magic, just a weird magic.
gently nudge Nagi. And kind of taps at the symbol.
Oh, the death please symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, his holy symbol. I don't know where her.
Hers is tucked beneath the lapel of her clothes.
Yeah. Is Julius trying to spook Nim still?
Well, he
Yes.
had tried to when you were doing the whole thing, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Nin, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
She'll just look around.
You see nothing.
Which one of you was that?
Huh? No, I'm busy looking at these footprints over here.
She'll just start, swinging her arms out wide, trying to feel something.
you
Yeah,
probably
you-
smacked Julius in the face.
Please.
Yes.
He probably
That's
lets
all
it
I
happen.
want. At some point, everyone needs to smack Julius at some point.
I mean, you've already done it, I think.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Well, you did it by a door.
Yeah, but still. I think when you do that, he catches your hand, and I think the invincibility drops, I'm sure, right? He probably takes a point of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Nin's the one holding the concentrations, or
True, but if he, actually.
Oh, wait, because Nim cast Detect Magic, right?
Yeah.
Invisibility would have gone down.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird because it's not a
Oh, it's still
spell
a
per
no, it's
se.
still a spell.
It's still a
it's-
spell.
Yeah, it's still a spell. as
Yeah,
an
that's
incantation.
true.
Yeah.
Then Ixalia, I'm gonna say you just managed to get back into the library when it drops, and Julius, your invisibility's gone.
Damn
I
it!
totally forgot about that.
It
Sorry.
was
Yeah.
all a
No, it's
ruse!
okay. I always forget about it too because I forget that
The
detect magic.
one other thing Astra's gonna check is he's gonna check the area directly around the fireplace for any.
It is absolutely covered in this.
Yeah.
And
I think you see him kind of wipe his palms clean with his sleeve and rub his eyes and dismiss the glow of.
I was gonna say when you can also poke your head out into the hallway a little bit.
Yeah.
The hallway is also covered in the spectral ash.
Up to where?
It's covered.
He's gonna try and pace the boundaries of where it is.
There is no boundaries.
Oh, that's fun.
So the whole place is in it?
It's covered in the spectral ash that only Aster can see, yes.
Yeah. Does it seem to continue towards sort of the stairs, or does it?
It up the stairs, in the doorways to the other bedrooms, down the stairs.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of
Well,
character,
that's
but I wonder if
fun.
this is in the library too.
And the beat goes on.
Still playing.
There's a bunch
Still
of...
playing?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys.
It's all good. Because I was kind of... So there's, like, ash all over the place, right? Aside from not the astral stuff, I'm talking, like, there's little bits of ash in here, too, right?
In this room, there is a lot of it's been cleaned up, but there are still scorches and ash.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just was like,
And it looks like it gouted out of the fireplace.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was just wondering if there's something I missed when I had went to go to the bathroom, so...
No, the only physical ashes are in the room and then in the bathroom a little bit.
Gotcha.
How long does he think it would take us to get back to the library?
Not too long.
Long enough for the spooky vision to still be up?
Probably not.
Okay.
Cast it again, right? Because you get it per your wisdom modifier or something.
Something like that, you don't know. He is, however, going to relay that the ash continues. It seems to be everywhere.
Creepy.
So that's what you guys found here.
Well, there's a pair of scorched footprints, a whole lot of ash, and a whole lot of ash that.
What
He
kind
kind
of
of
thing would leave
bites his
that?
lips for a second, like he's trying to figure out words.
She kind of shrugs. Fire ghost.
Is that a thing?
Ghosts aren't real.
Well, I know that's not true.
Woo! I'm a fire ghost.
Maybe it's some sort of spectral elemental. Do those things exist?
Roll, if you want to think about it, roll a fucking Arcana check.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll think about it.
I don't got proficiency, but let's go! Oh, nope, that was supposed to be not an advantage, so a 13.
Julius,
Oh,
Nin, no
same.
fucking idea.
Yeah.
Dusty Ghost.
Dust ghost.
Dusty Ghost.
I think we should get the others.
What do you think it is?
Just as you're asking this question, the call for servants' dinner is rung through the house. It's a bell system.
Yeah.
It's dinner time.
I think that might be us. I'll go get Arian to clean me up, and then because he is covered in from having poked his head in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll give him a couple prestidigitations.
Oh, you can do it too.
Yeah.
And he gives you a grin.
You head down into the servants' quarters where a couple of the household servants are sort of ladling out stew, like rabbit stew, into bowls for people. Who are dutifully collecting their dinner and taking their little break. A couple of them pop onto their little futon, like roll-out futons. Kishi is in one corner. He's eating. And as he sees you walk in, he kind of, Enna! And a woman with sort of this long brown hair kind of tied back in a braid, who is finishing her stew. She seems to just have, like, fucking inhaled it. Looks up and she goes, "Oh, hi, I heard you were looking for me at some point. After dinner is fine."
Yeah, we were hoping to maybe talk to you a bit after, the food and stuff.
Dinner is good. Dinner is good. It's very it's like upper class meal hall, you know?
Yeah.
The sushi here.
The sushi is not here. It's just rabbit stew.
The sushi is Lord's dinner.
I figured.
Speaking of,
Had to be
Choco is probably
Might be
not-
dining with a lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord's dinner is in another hour.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Asta seems a little bit quiet while it is happening. He does not have message, or he would discreetly poke Nagi too. Does he? I don't think he has message. No, he does not have message.
Yeah, sadly, it's not on the cleric spell list.
Nin has it, but unless you tell her.
I don't think he's built up enough goodwill with Nin to
Have her relay messages for him.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you should trust her to relay messages for him.
Play hot potato with the telephone.
You are kind of getting curious eyes, but the servants are mostly keeping to themselves.
Yeah. We all know faces.
Mm-hmm.
Nagi doesn't notice because she's just devouring the stew.
Again, it's good stew. It's Nami.
Compliments to the chef. The chef, Jesus criminy.
Yuka, yeah.
She's small, but her stomach is a black hole.
She's a growing girl.
Julius has better table manners than you would expect.
How much better?
Not lordly, but he doesn't he's not being disgraceful with himself.
I
Good
feel
for
like
him.
you're side-eyeing Nagi at that point.
I mean, he's not gonna look down on her. She's a hungry kid, so
Yeah.
it's just he has a little more grace than you would expect, I think.
Dinner passes, and as you all finish up, Enna kind of goes, I'm not on dinner duty, if you want to talk.
That sounds good. we heard that you tend to know the pulse of what's going on.
Her eyes kind of light up. I mean, maybe.
He's gonna look at Julius and particularly Julius and Nagi probably.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is there anything interesting you can tell us? Possibly about what's been going on? Do you have any
Well-
ideas yourself?
I mean, it depends on what you want to call interesting. And she kind of glances over at where the, like, what kitchen staff was serving is, like, starting to clean up a little bit. And she kind of, like, jerks her head towards the door and starts to kind of, like, you know, like, it's kind of boring around here most of the time. Like, we do our best, and, like, the door shuts, and she goes, okay, what do you want to know?
Fucking valid.
surely the staff have been talking amongst themselves about the break-ins.
I mean, yeah. But, like, we don't know what's going on.
Do you have any suspicions on who?
I mean, it's gotta be someone with magic, right?
Yeah, could be.
Like, the guards have been over every inch of this place looking for, like, weaknesses, and they can't fucking find any. Like, okay, I got this friend on, the way she says friend is a little, on Toko's staff, and, like, as far as they can tell, there's no, like, weaknesses or anything. Like, it's gotta be magic.
I think this is and then she does a shifty eyes for show, and then leans in close and whispers, "An inside job, you."
She kind of, like, leans forward and, like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past a couple of the people here, but... You know.
Anyone in particular?
I mean... My friend, you know, on the guard staff, you know, says, you know, the good Lord and Captain Toko are a little bit,
in disagreement?
Mm-hmm.
Julius is gonna lean forward a little bit. Do you know if Ayana knows any magic?
I think she does. I think it's just, like, little, like, you know, like, tidbits of, like, cleaning things, but not, like, the stuff that, not anywhere close that, like, you would need to, like, break into a place. And even then, she wouldn't need to break in, and, like, even then, like, there's no way.
I mean, maybe she knows something to keep something else safe? I've seen that done some places.
I mean, maybe, but, like, if she did, wouldn't she, like, be protecting, like, you know, the Lord's stuff and whatnot?
Right.
On that note, do you know anything about the attic?
Keep a lot of stuff up there. I don't go up there much. It's not, like, my thing. I mostly just, you know, keep things clean around here.
Do you know who does?
Miss Goldwater, the Lord goes up there sometimes. They were, like, right after Lord Waki took over, they pretty much, like, went through the attic, like, top to bottom. And then it's just mostly been Miss Goldwater.
Interesting, alright.
Like, they found the thing in the game room up there. Like, the cool, like, music thing.
Hmm?
Oh, the weird
wonder?
thing with, like, the kind of cylinder things and the square bottom. What is
Yeah,
that?
I don't know. It's like a family heirloom, I think.
Can I ask who was helping clean up the bedroom on the
Well, they basically had a all hands on deck at first for a bit. So, like, I was there, and, like, Kishi was there, and then, like, third floor staff was there, and I think it's mostly them now. Like, they're just, like, every once in a while I see them, like, bringing, like, a bag out, like, filled with some of that, like, ash and stuff, but, like...
Seems like it's a pretty big job.
It was, yeah. I had to haul out a lot of, like, broken vases and shit, and, like, I cut my hand really good. On, like, some of the broken porcelain.
Yeah. I understand.
Like, it was a mess. And, like, we're not technically supposed to talk about it, but, like, I mean, you guys are, like, investigators, right? So that's, like, different, but, like, we're supposed to keep that all hush-hush.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole break-in situation's supposed to be hush-hush, but...
Yeah, it's not gonna leave this. So what? The person who broke in knocked them down, or?
Knocked them down, or, like, I don't know, got too hot when the fire and just shattered. I don't know.
It just seemed like there was a scuffle of any sort in there.
I don't know. It was mostly ash things.
I see. Alright. Just curious.
If we wanted to ask someone from third floor staff, anyone you'd recommend?
She kind of... No, they mostly got the stick up their asses, you know? They're the ones who work the guest rooms, so, like, they don't talk.
Is the stick as bad as Toko's?
No, but, like... You ask them, and you, like, try to be nice, and they're, like, nice enough, but, like...
They're not
you know,
friendly.
Yeah.
They're friendly, they just... They know they're not supposed to talk about the guests.
Anyone else in the house we should try and meet?
I mean, not, like, in particular, I don't think.
Let me rephrase that question. Anyone who you think is fun for us to try and meet? And then,
Oh, well, he's not like my friend, the one that I told you about on staff, but there is one guardsman. His name's Bigby, and he's a little, he's really nice, and he talks a lot. Like, I don't want to be mean, but, like, he's not the sharpest tool in the drawer. And he can be really fun to talk to.
Good to know.
If you really want to know what I think, you know, Togo's from, like, up north, right? So, like, and, like, everyone knows, you know, the north is, you know, the north.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think it's Togo.
If it's not him, he's got something to do with it.
Think he's trying to put
like,
pressure on the Lord?
Discredit the Lord?
Discredit, or I don't know what he... Discredit might be, but, like, you know, Northerners, they're all cloak and dagger all the time.
Maybe he's trying to dig something up. Find something that he can hold over his head, maybe?
Blackmail, maybe, yeah.
That's very possible. They like to do that shit.
Exactly.
Julius just nods. There's a look of like, yeah.
But you didn't hear that from me, okay?
Of course we didn't. None of this conversation happened.
Of course.
Good.
You gave us directions to where we're bedding down, because I've got a terrible sense of direction. I don't know about anyone else, but terrible sense of direction.
She looks at... She kind of tilts her head as she looks at you. She goes, "Wait, how old are you?"
16-ish. And this is work experience, kinda. I mean, it's... He shrugs.
She kind of like purses her lips and then shrugs. I mean, if there's anything else you want to know, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Anaya and Yuka are like, and she like makes that little like, she like kind of like, you know, the like Spock hands and then like together like in that like fake scissoring motion.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
The thick as thieves motion?
No, that, but also
No.
The intermingling.
yeah.
I forget who is Yuka again. God dang.
The chef.
The chef. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're doing it.
I mean, they've both been with that family for like ever. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, okay.
Anaya's got her own quarters upstairs by the Lord's bedroom, and like Yuka is never in the servants' quarters with us. So
That's good to note. All right. Julius, like, as he's saying that, looks at the others like, that's suspicious.
and then like there's the whole business, like the inheritance and everything, but like we're not supposed to talk about that either.
What inheritance business?
You know, like supposedly Lord Walkie's father like isn't dead, like he's out in like one of the vacation homes, but like no one's seen him in ages. Not since Walkie took over.
Huh.
How long ago was that again?
2-3 years.
Alright.
No, sorry, no, I lied. That more like a year. I got my timelines mixed up with the
It's all
different thing.
good.
But a year and a half. I was hired like just before.
I see.
Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know, like a skull remade. Like I was working the laundry, so like I don't know. I like got promoted like a couple months ago.
Oh, good for you.
Thanks. I'm trying to get promoted so I can work the top floor, but like it seems like only like Ayana cleans that herself, so maybe.
Well, maybe we'll put in a good word for you.
I would like to get on the third floor.
Julius just gives a grin.
She like grins back.
Gives that, like, you got it sort of look.
Is there anything else like you want to know? Like I'm more than happy to talk with like investigator. She seems like she's like, I want to try to get like just keep. This is the most attention I've had in months.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I love her.
Not that we can think of. At least I can't think of anything else for now. What about you guys?
I can't think of anything to ask anymore.
But if we do think of something, we know who to find.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Second floor.
Second floor. Maybe one day the third floor.
Hopefully one day the third floor. I'm getting tired of cleaning the whole ballroom by myself. It's the worst.
The whole
There's a
ball.
ballroom?
On the second floor, yeah, just above the atrium.
We should get dressed up.
If you seem kind of dismissive, eventually she kind of goes, okay, like, text me anytime, I'm around.
Yeah, of course. Don't
I
get
guess
too
I'll-
bored.
I guess I'll, go, like, unless there's anything else you want to ask. And she just kind of, at that point, kind of like salts off a little bit.
Diana.
Bye.
What if I had an idea of how to... Almost out of character or bad at small talk.
Yeah. I mean, Julius doesn't necessarily know what to talk to her about, so he's just like, I'm just gonna think about the things I'm thinking about.
I'm just gonna think my thoughts.
Yep. Because he's pondering now, like, these people are suspicious to me now.
The Lord's dinner has started as well, so he's likely in the dining room, which is on the first floor. If you wanted to find Toko, he's probably there as well, but...
Aster's not gonna want to interrupt his dinner. That's a good way to get...
Yeah. That's a bit rude.
As Enna leaves, Ixalia kind of dumps all the things that she got from the desk, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think the main I still can't remember her name. The lady who was sort of keeping an eye on the closet.
Ayana Goldwater, the
Yeah,
head of household.
She's having dinner with
She's probably having dinner.
I mean, do you think it would probably be kind of rude for her to like walk away in the middle of dinner if, we wanted to take another stab at that?
Yes. Except we need somebody who can dispel magic. There is
I
a
can, but not till
trap at the
tomorrow.
Shit.
Can Granny? I don't know what her.
I don't think Granny can. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can we just
I
like
don't
walk
think
around
so.
it?
Nope.
It is like in a rectangle around the door. Like you would have to cross it.
Okay. You can't like step over it or anything. It's
That would
Granny does
trigger
not
it.
have dispel magic. No.
Be able to do it tomorrow. There is something I wanna.
we could do
Because
it
I
during
wanna
tomorrow's dinner, maybe.
Yeah. I want to ask if we can get like a particular description of some of the items that got stolen. See if I can try and. Because there's a little divination trick that, if I know enough about an item, I can try and pinpoint roughly where it is. It's a limited range, but I might be able to.
Oh shit, I'm just thinking about it. Those boxes could be filled with the Lord's stuff. Now Julius wants to go check the boxes. I want to check the boxes so bad now, damn it.
Yeah. So I think Aster is gonna sort of vibe until the end of the Lord's dinner because I think he actually wants to see if he can ask Iwaki or Ayana if he can get like a specific physical description of something that went missing.
When the Lord's dinner is finished, Waki is going to retire back up to his study, and you manage to catch him. And
Yeah. Aster will
yes?
very gently knock. My lord, I wanted to. There's a little divination trick I can do that I can find items that I can, if I have a specific enough knowledge of the item. And I was wondering if there was anything that had gone missing that you would be willing to tell me about so that I could try and find it.
He leans back and then nods, and he goes,
In as much detail as possible, please.
I'll have to go through my closet to figure... Where's his voice? I'll have to go through my closet to figure out exactly which of my personal items of clothing have been taken, but I'll find something for you.
Thank you.
I'll have that by morning.
Don't make any promises, but at least in this direction. Potentially.
He goes, appreciated. Aster, was it?
Yes. Can I help you?
I was just checking. I'd like to learn all of your names.
Yes.
If I may ask, you are connected to the clerical order?
Yes.
He just kind of nods to himself.
Yeah.
Odd to find someone so young being sent out away from study at the temple.
Practical experience.
Fair enough.
I've always been more of the hands-on learner. So, learning sort of more the...
Fair enough, and strong enough to take care of lycanthropy.
I've had good teachers. That device that's in the gaming room. I haven't seen it yet, but... Can I ask what it is?
Oh, I don't have a name for it. It's like it's a very large music box sort of thing. It's a family heirloom. It's been in the family for, I think, possibly at least over a century. I found it upstairs, hidden in sort of the back of one of the attics. It was kind of an interesting little find. Plays very odd music. It almost sounds as if it's right there and you're in the room with you. You know, like music boxes, they make little tinkling sounds, but this sounds like... Here. He stands up and he is going to lead you towards the game room.
Aster is gonna very happily follow.
And he heads to the back where the phonograph stands, and he sort of rummages in the boxes, and he goes, and he kind of picks up one of the cylinders. It's labeled like number 4, and he puts it in the little receptacle for it, and puts it down, and winds it up a second. He goes, "Sorry, give me a second," and then sets it going, and from the bell sounds this like light-hearted waltz, almost like this koto instrumentation, bell chimes, and just in this 3-beat meter.
Yeah.
And he's right. It sounds as if the instruments are being played in front of you. It's a little muffled, but a little crackly, but it's unlike anything you've ever heard before.
Yeah. Huh.
It's fascinating.
It is. That's... Do you know how it works?
I opened one of the side panels one time to try to see. It's detailed clockwork, something I don't understand. I never learned that sort of thing.
He kind of gives a nod, and yeah, I never had much of a head for mechanics.
It's
He
really
sort
cool.
of. It is. He sort of looks down at one of the sides, and he kind of points his finger down. He goes, "Never actually been able to find anything much about this." And engraved on the side, as if it is the creator's name, is the name Peterson or Pieterson, technically.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating little instrument.
It is. Huh.
And if you glance down towards the box, there are 18 cylinders. Labeled 2 through 19.
Are you missing cylinder number 1?
Yes, unfortunately.
I could try and find it.
It's fine. I don't think we ever had it, honestly.
Gonna quickly insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm kind of Belfaster's own vibes, but
I mean, Ixalia told you there was odd cylinders in the
I know, but
Yeah, Julius let you know, but yeah.
getting the vibe check on sort of a why.
He has no malicious intent in lying to you.
Yeah, I figured. He's been fairly above board.
Mm-hmm. The mention of number 1 honestly just makes him feel a little more uncomfy than like he's like there's something wrong or bad.
Yeah. Okay.
If any of your friends want to try out any of these, it's all different types of music. Be my guest. Just try not to
Do you
harm
have any
anything.
you recommend?
I'm quite a fan of this one and 7 and 16. Then again, I am a bit of a fan of experimental music, so not to everyone's taste, I don't think.
Bit of a nod and smile, and a smile. Also a message.
He nods. Unless there's anything else you need, I need to get back to things.
I don't believe so. Yeah. The item of clothing, if you remember, tells like colors, what type of fabric, as much detail as you can give me so that I can try and find it.
He nods. And he'll head back up to his study.
Yep.
And night is starting to fall on the Kinjiro Manor.
Of course, night is also when nonsense happens, so...
Yeah, do we want to, like, post
We can-
guard or something?
Yeah. Astra's definitely gonna want to post guard.
Yeah, so is Nagi.
Julius would do guard too, I suppose. It's just that he also very much wants to go look at those damn cranes.
I mean, here's what I was thinking. I could make some of us invisible again, and we can just sort of post in that room and watch to see if anyone comes or goes. Don't have to, like, go in.
True.
Or you can just look at the boxes while you're invisible.
I suppose.
I'd be inclined to stay watched in the study or library myself. That seems like where there's the most activity. I'm not the most discreet though. I might ask if you can turn me invisible as well as someone else for sneaking around.
Okay.
Invisibility does only last 1 hour, and
Mhm.
night is going to be at least 8 hours.
But for sort of
Mm-hmm.
at least a little bit of a vibe check.
There's also
long enough to have kind of gotten comfortable and fade into the background.
There's also that y'all might want to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll take shifts, I'm guessing, but
Mm-hmm.
Doing like a couple of hours from particularly, I don't think we've gotten a timeline when the break-ins tend to happen.
Nope.
Yeah. But Asta's sort of thinking over Asta's sort of thinking check in small hours, like when torches start to burn down and need to be refreshed.
Mm-hmm.
That's Asta's thought at the moment is. So that's sort of like 1 to 3 a.m. I think is his plan.
yeah, and as long as, we're not really... We're just sort of sitting there and watching, would that theoretically count as a short rest?
It would count as like watch.
But not
so
But for the purpose of regaining spell slots, it would not be a short rest, is what I'm asking.
no.
Okay.
But you could keep watch for the same amount of time as you could like keep watch like for a normal long rest,
Mm-hmm.
About 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. Asta's definitely gonna want to put himself in study or library.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he can't say that he knows the family tree was stolen. Otherwise, he'd have actually asked for details about that because that's
Mm-hmm.
that is an incredibly distinct item, particularly of the type I'm imagining for this.
Mm-hmm. So your plans are like the small hours of the morning, take a couple of shifts
Yeah.
in the library and the study?
Yeah.
That's definitely Asta's, but I think Julius wants to poke around the crates.
I just don't know when to quit.
If you want, well, if we time it right, I can give both you and Aster
Yeah.
We could time our shifts together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
If you're willing.
Yeah.
And the rest, of course, will agree to also take watch shifts.
Yeah.
I think Irene is also interested in the library and the study.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
Julius gives Nin like a hair ruffle as like thanks. Thanks for humoring me.
But I get to be in there with you when you're searching, okay?
Of course.
I want to see what's in there too.
I wouldn't dream of leaving you out of it. He gives you like one of those bright dashing smiles.
Good.
So y'all are just vibing till night?
Yeah, I think Asta's gonna try and take some spot naps to,
Mm-hmm.
make
Yeah,
moderate
if I can get a short rest in, just so I can get that spell slot I spent back, then
You may absolutely take a short rest. You are
all in.
all pointed to about 7 bedrolls in the staff's quarters that you all can use. There's no privacy, it's all one big communal sleeping room, but
before we go to bed, he is gonna sort of pull Nagi aside.
mm-hmm.
yeah, what's up?
Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that there was that much ash that only I could see.
Yeah, that was concerning. What are you thinking? Is it a fire ghost?
He sort of scrunches his face. I think it might be, or at least something.
Or at least something similar.
Close enough to be indistinct. I figure there'd be other signs if it were a
Corporeal person.
a corporeal person or something not, or a non-ghost type spirit,
Yeah.
or at least the signs would be different. I really don't want it to be ghosts. Ghosts are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and imagine having to explain that ghosts aren't real if we come across and fight a ghost.
Yeah. Considering that I have already said to Julius and Nima that ghosts aren't real.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try and keep an eye out for ghosts, but I can't really see ghosts unless they, make themselves known to me. But, yeah.
One thing I will mention. If it is ghosts, they will probably, spook from me. It's a bit of a... He kind of rubs at the side of his face. Doesn't matter. It's, God, we have to let someone in on it, if it comes to it.
Like who?
I don't know yet. I don't know who of these people I trust with.
Ghost stuff. She nods all.
If it is ghosts, you will not be able to pick you. I will not be able to say that my report stands for yours. You're gonna have to do.
Oh.
I know, but it is whole. They want a full perspective from everyone who was. And that whole in your own words thing, it's...
Yeah.
We do have enough magic that if it is ghost, we're pretty okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can really punch ghosts yet. I was trying to do it with Ayase.
Wait,
but,
that's an actual thing?
Kinda, yeah. You can. Some martial artists, when they become strong enough, they can we can sort of channel our ki into our hands, and it's yeah.
Honestly, I always kind of thought those were exaggerations.
Yeah, I thought so too at first, but then I saw Ayase punch a ghost.
It wasn't a ghost, but it was definitely something that should not have been able to be punched.
Remember, vaguely offended. It wasn't a ghost.
Because remember, ghosts aren't real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch base that I did let the local Shepherd Temple know that we were both in town. It's courtesy. Yeah, it's courtesy. particularly if you are here on if you're somewhere on assignment, it's good courtesy to let them know, so that you're not tromping in and stepping all over their toes.
Yeah. No, that tracks.
So who's taking first watch?
Since the three of them want to have their watches close together, Nagi will take first watch.
Yeah.
You'll take what watch?
First watch?
Okay. Irene will take watch with you.
Okay, she'll do it in the library.
Um,
So advantage land on the roll?
yes.
Nice.
20.
Nice. So your first watch isn't really technically first watch, because normally first watch would be not too long after the sun went down, like, camping or whatever. Your first watch is, closer to 1 in the morning.
Yeah, she napped first.
Irene and you are kind of sitting in the library, moving between the library and the study, and just kind of back and forth. At one point, one of the servants kind of comes in and relights the brazier. That just kind of holding that, relights the brazier, tends to the fire a little bit. I'm going to remove these chuckle fucks from the library map. It is just you and it is just you and Irene.
From like 60 feet back, when the person goes to go to the fireplace, and Nagi will use control flames to make like I don't know, make like a dragon image appear in the fire.
They get a little spooked.
And then she'll just giggle about it.
It's Kishi. And he kind of, hello?
She just tries to keep quiet.
Oh my god.
He pokes his head around the bookshelves. There's a concern on his face, like he's about to fucking catch whoever's been breaking in, and he spots the two of you, and he just goes, oh, "Come on."
Yeah, sorry. I couldn't help it.
It's all right. Just fine, okay. And he kind of holds himself for a second, and then he moves on to the next room. At about 2 in the morning, someone else comes into the library. They come in from the spiral staircase on the left. It is an older gentleman, sort of dark hair, and a purple kimono. He sort of steps in.
Is he walking like he belongs there, or like he's walking like he's trying to not be seen?
Like he belongs there.
Okay.
He actually sees the two of you. Goes, "Oh, hello."
Hi. What you doing?
I'm headed downstairs. Excuse me.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Not advantage, but there was a 21 anyway.
He's headed downstairs.
Okay. She goes, and then there's a thing where she points to her eyes and points to him, like she's watching him.
Excuse me, who are you?
We're the personal guard hired by Lord Kinjiro until his, the rest of his guard gets here.
So you're help then, and help should know their place.
And you are...
Shinji Kinjiro.
Oh, okay.
You recognize, as he says that, you recognize it, and you realize you know his face. There is a portrait of him hanging up in the 3rd floor, along the other portraits of the other Kinjiro family members.
Oh. Okay, I just thought you were somebody being sus. Now I recognize you. Hi.
Your insolence is getting quite unfavorable.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Oh my
I love how
god.
unflappable Nagi is.
Dude.
And what is your name?
Ami.
Ami. Good to know. And he steps through the study and towards the other spiral staircase.
Don't like him.
Yeah.
Is he actually? I would. Oh man, sorry.
You're not there.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about it. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Although if I'd realized that first shift was sort of going to be the 1 a.m. mark, I would have actually...
And you don't see him through the rest of your shift.
Okay.
And you wake up second shift.
Yeah.
Which I
Although-
assume is the 3 Soccer Fox.
Though at some point during the night, Nagi will, when no one's in the library, she will rearrange some of the books.
Reed kind of goes, "Oh dear," but doesn't really say anything about it to you.
God.
When Irene goes, "Oh dear," she'll just go, "Shh," and put a finger up to her lip.
She just kind of settles herself down onto the bench, like she's trying to get warm by the fire.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Second watch.
Yeah, second.
Hello.
Yep. Astra's going to be in the study library area.
Julius is gonna go up by the boxies.
Which attic?
The bright attic.
The one by the door, or one
The-
not by the door.
The one by the door. He might check the other one just to see if anybody was in there, just like poke his head in and then go back to the
There's
other
no one up there.
Okay. He's just curious.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
And Nin is up there with him?
Yeah,
No.
and then we'll try to.
Or-
Yeah, I think
Okay, yeah, Nin.
she wanted to see if he found anything fun.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were gonna stay out of it or not, so advantage?
Actually, if you tell her to, she'll stay outside of
No, he would take you with him. He just doesn't want you to get caught with him.
Okay. I mean,
but-
she's pretty stealthy. She'll
Yeah.
tuck herself into a corner.
Yeah, make
Um,
a stealth check.
I mean, theoretically, she's stealthy. I don't know based on the
Right.
rolls I've been
She's
having.
invisible, yeah, so both of you make stealth checks at advantage.
No, because she cast invisibility on
Julius and Asta.
Asta.
Right. So you make it a stealth check at normal.
Okay, not awful.
24 for Julius.
You have no idea if you've been seen. Julius kind of points out the silver wire, and you two manage to kind of stay away from it. Make investigation checks.
At advantage or
Yeah, I'll help out.
okay. Do you have a higher investigation than Julius?
I have +4.
You have +1 more than him, so
Okay, but I've been rolling like shit tonight, so
should I roll it then?
Yeah, all you've gotten is like above 20 all night, Ren. So you roll.
Okay. Yeah, 19.
You start
Julius
going through
is
these
staying.
boxes, and in one there seems to be like a bunch of old cloth that you kind of shake out, and it's just, kimono and obi belts. Very old. They seem to be also sort of a little bit out of style. They're either very old or out of style.
That's fair.
There's some old dusty candelabras. There's more boxes of cloth that look like, tapestry instead of anything else. There's some old paintings stuck in the back, wrapped up carefully for protection. It seems like it's just a bunch of storage space for the Kenjiros in general.
Nothing that sounds like the stolen goods, though, right?
No, I mean, there's clothing here, but it's not like...
I wouldn't expect a young lord to wear these.
Yeah.
And the ones that you would, you're like, this is for winter, and it is certainly spring now.
Yeah.
Like, up there for storage until the next season comes around, or...
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is quite old. Looks a lot like old family heirloom or traditional clothing or stuff that's kept for ceremony.
Mm-hmm. Julius kind of just sighs a little bit, and he just like mutters while looking at the door, "I wish I could open the door."
I mean, we could. Maybe
yeah,
she's
but
asleep.
she'll come running, I'm sure.
Probably.
Unless I could just run in there, but then again, if she's got any magic of any sort, I think she'd be able to find me.
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe Aster can dispel it tomorrow.
Yeah. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? I wonder if she'd notice if it was dispelled.
Maybe, but... I don't know, I'm kind of new to this whole magic thing anyways.
I can't say the same for myself, but magic is an interesting concept.
Do you think she'd know if you...
I don't really know what kind of spell Can I she's roll, like, I don't know, an Arcana or a...
Arcana.
Okay. Oh god, another natural 20! Good lord!
It depends on the method in which the spell is cast.
Okay.
Pursing it up tonight.
If it is a spell that she casts either naturally or through like a spell book or some sort of like that, then yes, there's a chance that she could feel it break. If she's casting it from a scroll, or if someone else is casting it and just transferring the alarm to her, or if someone else is holding the alarm entirely and just letting her know when it goes off, then she wouldn't feel it, but the other person might. If it's a scroll, there's no way to tell.
Can Julius inspect the silver wire and see if it has, if it's been recast again, or...
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh no, and a natural 1! There it is!
Oh no!
There it is!
There it is!
As you go to sort of poke at it, you slip a little bit and your hand goes over the wire.
Fuck. He's going to shove Nagi down the stairs.
And then,
yes. Or no, wait. You should hide under the boxes. Go. Right now.
No, wait. This is a perfect time. I can just pretend I accidentally touched it.
Why? Oh, God.
Because then you get a chance to go look upstairs.
Okay. Fine. Shit.
This might be our only chance. Go.
Footsteps on the stairs.
I am not going to unlock it. Actually, no, he might have to do it. He's gonna try and unlock it himself. First.
Roll a hell of a thieves' tools check, buddy.
Shit. Okay. Thieves' tools is Dex plus proficiency. Yes, I think so.
Yes. If you have proficiency in it.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yes. He's a criminal.
Criminal bastard man. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see. That's a +4 then, I guess. Oh, that's not very good. Nope.
I'm checking what my DC is for this.
Probably higher than a 10.
Your tools kind of catch on it, and you can like. When you look at it, it looks like a lock that you should be able to pick, but when you actually get into it, it is much more resistant and a lot harder than you think it should be. And your pick kind of catches and it wiggles, but you can't quite get anything to turn.
Okay, ripping it out immediately and going to flatten myself against a wall.
Okay.
Nin will.
What's Nin doing? Sawa?
Hello?
Sawa?
Sarah, you good?
So we got yelled by Discord being rude.
Julie is rolling that fucking nat one.
I can't believe it. It's his
can't.
curse. It's his curse. I love it though. He's been rolling so well all night, and now he gets to be cursed.
Sarah?
Get
Sorry.
back!
Yeah, sorry, my thing became unplugged.
You're good.
Nin is gonna pull out the hat of vermin and toss
Oh,
a
no.
rat over the line.
Yes.
Okay.
Like wherever it looks like the thingy was. Just like a
The wire is still there. It's unbroken. Alarm doesn't end when it goes off.
But could it make it look like, maybe a rat just walked over it and
Sure, you can kind of wiggle it, I guess. Ayana, her head kind of like comes up over the edge of the stairs, and she walks up and she goes, "Miss Nimmer,
Yes?
can I help you?" She looks a little sleepy.
I don't think so. What are you doing here?
I was doing a nightly check of things.
I mean, that's why we're here. You don't have to do that anymore.
No, I still do, to make sure things are clean and in order.
Oh, I mean, okay.
You see her kind of glance over towards the door and look down at the rat. And just, she looks up at you and her eyes narrow again and she goes, "I told your companion, Mr. Julius, that the attic up here is unstable and that's why it's locked off."
Oh, I mean, I'm not going into the attic. I'm just watching this area.
Fair enough. I just wanted to
Well,
make sure
keep
the
that in
message had been
mind.
passed along.
Well, I know now.
If you could tell the rest of your companions then.
Okay, I'll try. Sometimes I have trouble remembering things, but
That's upsetting to hear.
Oh my god.
She walks over and she like picks up the rat. And she kind of hands it to you and she goes, "Would you take this outside?
he's not hurting anyone.
I don't want rats in my house."
Fine. She'll take it and I don't know, if there's like a window or something that leads to the roof.
There is.
Okay, she'll put it out on the roof.
I suppose that fulfills the requirements of the request.
They're gonna have a rat infestation soon. They only last an hour though, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sure hope it doesn't fall to its death out there.
Oh, they're pretty good at climbing.
She looks at you. She looks like she's dying.
He just smiles at her.
I do think your patrol up here is at least checked off for the moment.
All right, if you think so. And she'll go down with her and make it seem like she's leaving.
Ayana offers you a spot of hot chocolate. If you would like.
And then it's distracted immediately.
She takes you into the kitchen and she'll brew you, the two of you, hot chocolate.
Julius is still upstairs.
Julius is upstairs. No hot chocolate for Julius.
Oh, Julius just wants to open the door.
The secret to everything is behind that door.
Watch it just be a fucking cupboard of just clothes, old clothes, just absolutely nothing of importance.
God, I seriously hope it's just like a old attic or something.
Where it's
And this
literally
whole time we've been fixating on nothing.
where it's literally unstable, so he steps in and falls to the floor.
God, please. That would be peak Julius.
Peak Julius rewriting reality, so even if there was anything in there, as soon as he enters, it just becomes...
Wait, where does this, so, on the map, where, I gotta find out where this attic is, in relation to the rooms?
In relationship to the rooms?
Yes, because I want to know where he'd fallen if he doesn't.
He would actually fall over empty air.
Oh, good God.
Oh, no.
No, wait, no, he wouldn't. He would just fall into the staircase landing beneath him, theoretically.
Oh, God, okay.
Beyond that, he might fall into open air.
I was looking at the floor planning, and I'm like, oh God, if he, like, dropped into the Lord's bedroom.
No, that's the other side of the building.
Oh my God, that would have been fucking hilarious.
Would have been so good.
He's just gonna leave the fucking room for now, and I think he might actually go, like, fully investigate the, other attic area.
Make the investigation check, Aster making a perception check.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm gonna die. Jeez Louise.
I'm gonna also check.
Oh God, there's his bad rolls. He's back on his bullshit. There you go, Julius.
It seems like this attic is the exact same as the other one. Minus the locked door.
I would be... yeah. I wish this had a locked door.
I'm gonna use that inspiration for advantage because I mean, honestly, I might be the one giving recap next session. So. I'm glad I did that.
Not bad.
You don't see anything in the library. However, the fire here is lit, and so it does smell like fireplace, but then at some point the scent of something else, like smoke, hits your nose.
He's gonna try and flick a spooky vision.
Okay. The entire library is covered in the spectral ash, but there's doesn't seem to be any idea of where the source of that smoke might be coming from.
Well, first of all, he's gonna check the he's gonna poke his head and study.
Nothing there.
Okay.
Place is covered in ash too.
Yeah. Does it seem to be concentrated anywhere, or is it just...
It seems to be floating in from somewhere.
Can I try and follow where it's floating in from?
With a 17, sure. It takes you a minute, but as you head towards the spiral staircase on the left, it gets stronger, and it kind of pulls you downstairs. And then from there, you are pulled front towards the atrium and then back up the stairs to the ballroom, where it seems to kind of have concentrated itself.
Yeah.
So you're over there. And even
I'm still on the bedroom map, by the way.
And even with your spooky vision, this is where the scent of the smoke is strongest, but you still don't see anything.
Yeah.
In fact, the longer you stand here, the more the smell starts to dissipate entirely. This room is also covered in ash. Every place you have been has been covered in this spectral ash.
Yeah. More information. Are these braziers lit?
They are currently, yes.
Where did the sort of smoke seem to be concentrated?
Over towards the stairs. In fact, the smoke seems to be stronger downstairs again.
Yeah. He's gonna try and follow it down.
Your
Take his time.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be traveling.
Yeah.
And then, almost as sudden as it wafted into your senses, it is gone.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And your watch passes.
Yeah.
You wake Ixalia and Alex up for their last bit of watch.
Okay.
The rest of you return to sleep in the servants' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Ixalia and Alex taking up watches again in the library and the study. And then in the morning, you are awoken, very suddenly, just before dawn, by alarm bells.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And as you poke your head out to see what's going on, you see a couple of guardsmen running up the spiral staircase just outside the servants' quarters up into the 3rd floor.
Naki will follow.
So
Yeah,
Julius.
Follow in that.
Up on the 3rd floor, just outside the spiral staircase, I think all of you should be on level 3 now?
I'm still in the bedroom.
Still in the ballroom.
I'm in the bedroom.
Yes, give me a second.
It's all good.
It's okay.
Actually, they don't go that way because there's no door there. They are running up towards the spiral staircase on the left. Or up through the library, staircase. And you all end up in the hallway between what you know to be the Lord's sort of workspace and the indoor... Ooh, you are hanging outside the wall there, Julius.
Yeah.
The indoor... is a Zen garden. It's like a greenhouse Zen garden. You would have all seen it at one point. And Ixalia and Alex are standing at the door, and Alex is kind of braced up against the wall, trying to get the thing open, and just managing to crack it open in slow little bits, and then all of a sudden it it slides open with a crash, as if it's something on the other side had suddenly let go of it. And inside the Lord's study, I'm going to move the door, and then the lighting, the Duhick, inside the Lord's study. The place is absolutely trashed.
Oh boy.
And that is where we're going to end session.
No!
We didn't do our job very good.
We're going to end session.
We took watches.
Yeah.
We did our job. It's just that it happened when some of us were asleep. They can't expect us to be awake the whole time. We got a couple weeks till somebody else comes and relieves us.
Yeah, and we've got. To be fair, we actually do have some interestings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to see what's in the study.
We'll get in there eventually.
Yeah.
You mean the attic?
Yes. You're talking about a door thing, so yeah.
Yeah, haven't we specifically been doing watches over the
second floor.
Lord's... Oh, okay.
This is the third floor you're now on.
Yeah. I thought we had been, like, trying to do Lord's study because that was a place that was getting hit.
Yes. However, it is the workshop that has apparently been hit this time.
Ah.
I think maybe next time we should just put one person in each room and just sit it out.
And just eat the level of exhaustion?
Yeah, we can sleep during the day.
True. Though I think they've been hit at all hours, right?
It is more often than night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should...
There was only once that it was during the daylight hours.
Alright, well maybe we should bite the bullet one of these days.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is the first day we've been here. This is
Mhm.
shit. This
Oh,
is
shit. Okay. It's still going. Okay, I should stop the recording now.
Yes. Y'all are some sleuths.